We are started.
All right.
It is a much diminished crew.
hmm
There are 3 of us.
We have a co-op adventure for today.
Yep.
So, I guess to start, I will ask, how do you guys intend to know each other? For how long, at least?
Oh, a year? Did we say, Ty?
Yeah, I think we were saying a year.
Roughly that. So not
Alright.
well enough. They'd know how each other fight and go about days and stuff.
Mhm.
But they're not like bestest buddies, deep
Yep.
dark secrets, and sharing everything in the sleepover.
Yep. Yeah, just travel friends, someone to watch the back.
Pretty much, I think. Ty?
Yeah, and we're also like both older for our races too, so it's not even the young spunky ones. We could
Mhm.
be old and spunky.
So, I suppose we will take it with this group. The two of you, for your own reasons, be it perhaps hearing of the recent troubles going on more northwards, or maybe just a wanderlust for kind of going wherever. Um, each of you make it fairly far north. And oh, I forgot to say it before, but this is the same setting as Vampires on Tuesday and eventually the season 3. Timeline wise, it's actually not too far after the ending of season 2.
Oh. Okay, so did the troubles we hear of have anything to do with pointy-toothed bloodsuckers?
You
Or
did
is it-
hear, the two of you would have been vaguely aware of the kind of vampire war, is the name being thrown around, that happened a bit more to the east of where you are. The two of you are, in relation to the black and red map as a whole. I swear I'll have a nicer one for season 3. Yes, you guys are much farther east and kind of in between of Arcreach and the Forge,
do you
northwise.
do you mean east or west? Because you said that the troubles were to the east of us. We'd be to the
Oh
west.
yes, my
then.
bad. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, you would be to the west. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So you might have even vaguely heard of Arcreach. Again, a place far to the west, east. Fuck. Further to the east. You guys are not too far off of kind of like river coastline as well. Enough that precipitation is a consistent here. And in fact, it's just recently began getting into fall, and as you go farther north, the care for time versus snow amount is lessened. And you reach the point where the two of you have a map, and intend to perhaps stop at a town for a night. A small little village called Chill Valley, aptly, because it is kind of nestled in between this kind of crevice in the landscape that does conduct the wind chill quite well. But nonetheless, people have stayed there and made a spot for themselves. It is a bit of a mining town, given the crevice does kind of aid in that starting, and apparently there's some good metal there. You've had like passing conversations with maybe a dwarf at some point. But upon your arrival, it is less alive than you would ever think it was. The wind howls through, and it's kind of into the afternoon, but there's no lights, there's no one outside, and even with the weather, it's not a heavy snowfall. The wind seems to be at least a bit at bay at this point. There's no one outside their house, no smoke coming out of fireplaces. Just quiet. I'd like the two of you to give me a perception check.
I was about to ask if I could. That's a 20.
So, Ulver, you have your ears kind of, if they could, they would twitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're long and elfy.
Yeah, elfy.
What do my
you-
elf
you-
ears see?
Yes, what you elfy see. Yeah, you get that kind of like prickles on like just behind your ear, and just kind of echoing down. It's the sounds are messed and thrown about by the winds and the topography, but you do hear the sound of what seems like combat. Kind of this gnashing of teeth and growling, as well as these kind of like sounds of exertion from assumedly a humanoid.
Silgre, this way. And she's gonna take off running. And she is fast.
Yep.
Silgre's
gonna try and keep up.
She's got the wood elf blood, so she is, she's outpacing you probably 5 feet around. And as she goes, she pulls her long bow out and knocks an arrow.
All right. As the two of you run, kind of as you're going, you've noticed that getting a better look, even just kind of peripherally as you're running into the town and through the streets, towards the source of the sound, that the buildings look rough and not even just uninhabited, but seemingly like just left alone and dilapidated. And as you keep going, you see what seems to be the signs of a fire. As there are buildings that are just their frames, and kind of from the bits that aren't covered in, and kind of like with a layer of snow, there's this kind of black to anything that's left.
But there is a layer of snow, so it's been a while.
It seems to have been at least a bit. Again, the wind is hell through this valley, so snow sticking to the sides of things isn't the most outlandish in terms of time.
Neither is fire spreading very quickly, so okay.
Yes. But yes.
We're just gonna keep hoofing it for the, or at least Ulver is. For the sound of combat, she's gonna shoot, she's going to hold to shoot, the first thing she gets a sense of, the animal growls. Should she assume that it's, like a beast of some kind? Is there a nature check she can do as she runs and listens?
Yeah, go ahead. I'd
11.
say nature.
It's 11.
Mammal of some sort.
Yeah, okay.
Which is honestly a bit more than, like, a bit less useless than it sounds, because there are weird things out in the north.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not hearing a dragon roar, I'm hearing something with fur.
Something with fur.
Yes.
There is no remoraz about.
Yes.
Thank God.
And as you reach, you turn a corner and kind of come down, just kind of turn the corner of the wall, but with no roof or anything of a building, and are kind of in this, alley, not quite alley, this kind of, what seems to be a road, somewhat dug up. And I will put the two of you there. Ulver, you're the first to get there.
Okay.
The two of you would be the furthest south. And kind of as you turn that corner and look, you see what seems to be a humanoid. And you watch, seemingly female, she drags a blade out of a tall wolf-like, looks like a wolf but on hind legs. And it falls back and blood splatters against the snow.
Okay. I've had experience with this sort of thing before, right?
You
I
can tell.
Recognize exactly
You know,
what it is.
werewolf is
Yeah.
not a foreign concept to fantasy
No.
characters.
Okay.
Yep, so if the two of you would like to... Are you on the map?
I see the map, yes. Bottom,
Yes.
at the base of that road.
Yes. Yeah, furthest south.
Yeah, 1 second.
You'd basically be behind.
Okay.
And you see the woman just kind of like kick the body off her blade and just kind of like flick it off to the side, and there's this line of blood that goes across. She kind of turns and looks at the two of you. Oh, survivors. Travelers?
No, travelers.
Travelers.
Keep your wits about you, I think there's more.
Good. Great.
As well, you do give it a look, and yeah, seemingly human, no ears, middling height. She does have this kind of like piercing blue, like ice blue eyes, or at least one eye kind of from under the mess of black hair atop her head. I'm going to show to players. Like, I'm Velusia, by the way.
Ulver.
Silgre.
She nods, and you see her kind of like immediately take a stance, and the two of you have enough passive perception to hear this kind of like scratch and movement. I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, by the way, should we just go ahead and describe our characters? Because
You know what? Yes. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't quite give you a chance for that.
Yeah, we knew each other already, but there's just no good visual on the screen. So, you want to go first, Ty, or?
Okay, yeah. Silgre is a half-orc druid, scar stretching across her face, looking about in her 50s. The art, if it is ever zoomed in, is really young, but she's got some age to her. She's in the later half of her years. And yeah, she holds a quarterstaff at her side.
I think I can show to players your sheet actually real quick.
I already opened it and looked
All right.
at it, so it's on the screen, or it was. And I go ahead and open. Oh yeah, mine's already open. You might have to can you show mine to players? Will that show up on my screen?
I think.
It's a
Not
weird
sure.
thing. But anyway, like, verbal.
I mean, if it shows up in the video, you're good. And I can click it.
Yeah, there's a tiny little icon for mine. Ulver is a wood elf. Well, presumably. She's pretty tall, about 5'9". She's got this actually white hair, oddly enough, even though she's not necessarily elderly. You talked about our new friend having piercing ice blue eyes, Ulver as well. And like Silgre, she's got a scar stretching across her face, ironically, in a mirrored direction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ty, you should have control of Lucia's sheet. Sorry.
Okay.
oh, and she's also got, her outfit mostly goes towards the blues and grays, but there's little bits of, like, almost clashy purple in the gloves, and this very clashy red cape underneath this very large grey wolf pelt wrapped around her shoulders. You know, Silgre, you've traveled with her long enough, you probably know. She has trouble seeing certain colors. Some are fine. Others, not so much. Reds are kinda iffy.
Yep, the reds and the purples.
Yep. So, as far as Ulver knows, though you've probably informed her of the fact that the cape is red, as far as she can see, it's like a very, very dark gray.
Yeah. So I guess on that fact, it's also kind of a bit less of a contrast for you with the blood on the snow. You getting the sheet fine, Ty?
Yep, just checking it out.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you mouse over the all out because it is different than basic ones.
Yes.
Oh, and sorry, she should have 3 of those,
Oh, okay, yeah.
not 2.
Oh, it's bear totem?
No, but she has the same effects as basically.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because the all out looks similar. It's just a bear totem rage. Okay, this is fun.
Yes, but she is. Yeah, she basically has a bear totem rage. She is not bear totem.
Yeah, it's basically a bear totem range. Yeah.
And sorry, I'll just pull up the sheet for. Oh, I guess I can show you the tokens for the corpse on the ground and the few bodies that kind of make jumps over the walls towards you guys.
Of course. Oh God. Okay, good. For a second, I thought that was the werewolf. Ty, you scared me.
No, it was just me.
No,
Sorry.
we're getting swarmed.
There we go.
Oh yeah. That's a beastie.
And yep, and of note, they do have like the art is completely accurate, and they have their eyes have this like red. It's not full glow, but it's basically bloodshot to the point of there being almost no white to them. And this kind of like red foam to the side of the mouths.
Okay. Yep. I'm making assumptions, but yep.
Sorry, the 20's being annoying.
Yeah, it's okay. Gives us a little bit of extra time to remember our own sheets for our one-shot characters.
That as well, yes.
What am I doing?
That onto GM layer. There we go.
What am I kidding? I'm just shooting things.
So from around the corner of the house and pretty close to you guys.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just opening this in a tab, make it easier.
Unfortunately, when we rounded the corner and saw that first corpse, Ulver did relax her bowstring, so she's not primed to shoot.
Alright. You see another one seemingly kind of like a tiger tactic. One kind of jumps out of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear this kind of like scratching and like crunching of snow, but you can't immediately see a third one.
Can I get a sense of what direction the scratching is coming from?
I'd say with your last perception, yeah, it's a bit to the northeast.
Okay. Somewhere over there.
Yep.
Quadrant to the map. Alright. Maybe closer, but... noted.
Ah, come on, roll 20. Don't be this.
Oh. It's being this.
It's just like, okay, I want to click on this token and then roll initiative. It's like, you want to do what now?
Oh, absolutely not. Mm-mm. Alright, that's now in the recording.
Oh, did that not work?
The slurp!
No, like, I hit the hotkey for mute, and it made the noise. And then I hit the hotkey for unmute, and it made the noise.
That was a noise of, like, somebody drinking from a straw, I thought.
Yeah, no, that was me. That was me. But really? I thought I did the thing to mute, and it just didn't work.
Okay.
Good to know. But now, okay, yep, that mute still works. Okay. That is weird.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. I thought that was muted. I didn't expect it to go over. So it's not just roll 20 that hates me right now.
Maybe.
Objects and tokens. There we go. And initiative. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do the werewolves on one turn. If it's okay with you guys.
It's usually the best way to do it. It's hard to keep track of multiple tokens of one type. Okay.
And as soon as it lets me do descending order.
Ty is the top and bottom of each round.
Yep.
Hey, you've got them both in a row. I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing
Good.
at this point, and they do have I do have the 2 turns to sort of figure it out.
Okay.
Descending, there we go. Alright.
Alrighty.
Alright, this is an excellent setup. Let's have this.
And let's swap the music.
Oh,
Turn
that's
that down a
good.
bit. Alright, Volusia is up first.
Okay, Volusia is going to bonus action all out. And
And
movement to go up.
kind of as she does so, each of you just kind of see this like tenseness to her face. And then this kind of like wave of this kind of like dark energy that goes over for like half a second. And then the eyes are just actually glowing rather than vaguely piercing blue, they're like outright glowing blue. And as she kind of walks and turns her back to the two of you, both of you give me a history check real quick.
By all means, I was hoping for some sort of check. 16.
Ulver, you've heard of the Icewind March.
Oh?
And she's got their logo on her cape.
Oh? Okay,
Oh.
interesting. Okay. I'll follow up on that later, but not now.
Okay.
Yep.
2 hits with Silverbane. You and pretty good. 12 and a 25.
As well, you see her just take the blade out of the sheath again once more, and it's this glow of this silvered weapon.
Silvered weapon, okay.
She seems very prepared for these things.
Yep, okay.
12 and wolf and hybrid, so yes, both would hit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Give me the total on that.
32 damage? Oh, wait, plus 6 because of rage damage. So 30.
The rage is added in the first. I have her
Oh,
plus 3.
awesome. Okay, yeah, then 32 damage.
32, you said?
Yes.
Alright. Yep. And she just like cuts and drags the blade across this thing's chest. And then just goes for another, just aside and like into its hip, and it kind of it like buckles for half a second. Just Alright.
Alright.
So, not quite yet, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And sorry to hit you with it this early.
What?
Shall I put the Remoras?
Oh, what?
The two of you see this form that seemingly walks out of nothing. Come out from behind one of the buildings. Roll 20 legs.
Just the right time, too. Oh god, what is it?
Okay. Oh.
Ulver, you know this face. It is
can't-
the spitting image.
I can't see the token. I've got to scroll in. What is it? Oh. Oh, what?
Oh no.
Like the actual spitting image? Like,
Like, the hair's a
Identical?
bit different, the outfit, but you look at the face and you can't forget that face.
uh-huh. Oh, wait, how short are these walls? Because I may or may not see that.
You know what? If she can't see you two, then yeah, she'll take one more step out.
Yeah, because that's probably total cover for visual. Ulver has no idea she's there. She sees this werewolf up here.
Yep. You know what? I already said it.
Okay.
And she's not the most tactical. So if roll 20 lets me, she'll take in a few steps out to there.
Yep, okay.
And you see the face, and Silgre, you're not as familiar with this, but it's an old green-looking woman, kind of with this hunch to her back and these like long, sharp fingernails.
That is not pretty.
And You see a finger raise up. And this will be towards the orc.
Of course it is. I think
That
your
hits.
music is not looping.
Oh, it didn't. My
I
bad.
think it just stopped. But that does hit.
Oh, God.
Alright, I need you to make me a constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Okay.
You are not poisoned, but you do take the 8 poison damage.
Yes, that I see.
And you hear like you see the like old crone just look. It's like, now these are investments. I prefer you didn't break them. And she will then take some steps back.
Yep, okay.
About to there. She has a bit of cover, but you're aware enough of where she is.
Mm-hmm.
Ulver.
Yeah. She is full of rage, full of anger right now, but I might need to do wisdom to decide a thing. Yeah. Okay, if I get below a 10, I'm doing the probably unwise thing. Okay. She's gonna fire twice at this werewolf.
Alright.
Though she is shaking with a rage of her own. And she literally cannot miss unless she nat ones, so I'm just checking for crits pretty much, one way or another. And also damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9 and 12. 21.
21 total.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 arrows sink into the form and it like slides back a bit more into
wait.
heavy bleeding.
We're level 11. I've got a 3rd attack.
Oh!
I forgot about that for a second.
And you line up the last one and right into the jaw, up into the head.
Alright.
And the werewolf falls back dead.
That was not the one I was shooting at. I was shooting at the one up top that hasn't been touched.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did the long one. So put the
Sorry, I missed that. Yep.
put the 30 damage back on that one. And take it off of this.
Alright. 30 total?
Yeah. 9, 12, and 9.
Two minus 30. Alright, yep. 3 bolts sink into the side of it and gives a growl.
Alright. I am not currently... No, I'm not gonna go ahead and... I'm not using any of the bonus things. I'm saving those for later. But she does shout, Ethel! Come out and face me! And that's gonna be her turn as she readies another arrow. So, that's her turn.
Alright. It is now the werewolf's turn. This one is going to... Their speed. Really? Only 30? Alright. This one is going to dash to get towards you two.
Yep, okay.
As you are the cause of its current pain. However, the other one will make a multi-attack against Volusia. They bite and a claw.
Oh
my.
Oh.
The claw misses, but I'm pretty sure the bite hits.
Yes.
Which isn't good, so I have to con save, right?
She does not.
Oh.
Oh. Hey. So that's 11 half to 5. Alrighty.
Yep. She does not have to con save.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, and the bite kind of like goes and she puts like the forearm forward like a regular kind of dog, and just throws it off as the claws go wide. Oh, sorry. Silgre in a second, but I missed one.
Oh yeah, the snuffling noises we heard.
Yep.
Yeah.
As a third one comes out from behind these walls.
Mm-hmm.
With just enough, as you see it get onto all fours and dash in between the buildings.
Dashing
And get right
through
beside you,
the
Silgre. Yeah, and once again, you see that red foam kind of like trailing from the sides of its mouth as it just rushes forward. Lucia.
What?
It was Silver's
Lucia.
turn.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was on that turn, and I said I'd get back to you, and then I didn't.
It's okay. Silgre is going to look to Ulver and just go after the other one. I got this. And bonus action, wild shape into a giant scorpion.
Mm.
There are no tokens on here, but I have the thing up in another tab, which is always
Yes.
fun. Boop. So,
I'll just put a little modifier on you.
yep. So I'm gonna do 2 claw attacks at the one that just popped up, and then the sting attack at the one that's already been arrowed. So I'm gonna do 3d20 and then just add 4 to each of them.
All right.
That's an 8, and I think the other 2 hit, right?
I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Yep, 8. But the 12 and the 13. Yes, the 12 and the 17 will hit.
Okay. For the claw, I'm gonna do.
Claws were on the bottom one.
Yep, claws on the bottom one, 1d8 plus 2. So here's the d8. So 6 bludgeoning damage, and the target is grappled. 12 escape. So
Right.
this one down here is grappled, and good lord,
Sorry, how much
And-
bludgeoning damage was that?
that
6.
was 6 bludgeoning damage, and then the sting is 1d10 plus 2. So that is 11.
If you want, just to make it easier, you could just type in the +2 when you roll it.
Yeah, I'm just clicking on the dice thing, which is why I'm not like typing it. But
Oh,
I can do
okay.
that. Yeah. So that's 11 piercing damage, and the target has to make a DC 12 con saving throw.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll.
Oh,
So it takes half of that. So it takes 10 poison damage.
All
It takes
right.
poison damage.
Does. However,
oh no.
sorry, I forgot. They both. Roll 20.
They resist non-magical damage, don't they?
Oh,
Oh, immune!
Oh, wait, 1 second, because it's a wild shape and I'm past level 6. Is it this? Yeah. No, wait, it's this one. They're considered.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes!
I know
Okay.
moon druids, Devin. I know me some moon druids.
Thank
All right. So I do not have to change the numbers back, which is nice. Yep, and the singer goes in and hits the chest of the werewolf, and it's kind of like yellow ichor kind of like drips from it, and just kind of like grits its teeth and just growls at you.
Amazing.
The other one kind of like just takes the blow as it runs up and takes the blow from the claw and dodges the other, and seemingly gets ready to pounce. All right, now Volusia.
Okay, 2 more attacks on this bugger. Actually, let's do reckless.
All right. Both of those hit.
Yep, and the extra dance damage.
If you want to fix that, go ahead.
No, I do rad damage, so there's dient damage and rad damage now.
All right. But that is 24, 21, so 31, so 40 total.
Yes.
Ooh. Beautiful.
As she is built for these things.
Um,
As she just straight up beheads the werewolf.
Ooh, and she's just gonna use her movement and step. Yeah, let's go diagonal with this one. And that is her turn because her rage is still sustained.
Alright. So, everyone but Ulver specifically, you hear this cackle from behind the building. And you see the hag kind of walk back around once again. Kind of look over, it's like, "Oh, Ethel, is that who you think I am? Sorry, no, I'm not my mother."
Okay, yep.
Because fun fact,
I know. They
hag
look exactly
has a
alike.
kid. They look exactly alike.
Yep.
Hags live a long time.
Mm-mm.
So, she is going to... use the... Here... Actually, yeah, she'll take a step over to here. And you see her kind of clutch this amulet that's around her neck. Seemingly with its eyes staring out, and I think maybe you see it blink once. But she puts out a hand, and...
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I think that's full characters ties controlling.
Yes, it is. However, one of them does have advantage.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's Dex.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're currently on the Scorpion Dex.
Oh wait, yeah, Scorpion Dex. It's plus. It's the same. It's like 5. It's 5.
Alright. So, yep, unfortunately, Silgre, you're going to take the full 28.
Okay. I don't know how to do math. What's 52 minus 28?
If you put it on your token, you know that
I'm
little
on Scorpion.
Oh, okay.
Put it on a different circle in your token. Put your wild
Yeah,
shape
exactly.
in your red
Okay.
or your blue or something.
Okay, let's do that now.
Yeah.
And then you can just type in minus however much damage.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Lucia takes 28 half to 14.
Yes.
Halved again
7!
Yes.
to 7.
Oh, don't you love it? Yep.
I love it.
As you see this like bolt of lightning like arc and shoot through her chest, and she seems no the worse for wear. Seemingly more focused with the werewolf in front of her. Silgo, unfortunately, you just feel the lightning arc and just this like burning go through your each and every one of your limbs.
She cannot swear, but
Yep, and you feel like your heart stopped for like half a second, and then it starts up again.
Scorpion jumpstart.
I'll mark that off. Alright. That will be her turn. Ulver.
Alright. I'm gonna make a few disadvantaged shots at the hag.
Alright.
1, 2,
That'll hit. That'll hit.
3.
I think that hits as well. Just
Disadvantage
barely.
with the longbow? Wait, disadvantage with the longbow?
Yeah.
Isn't a longbow like 100?
Werewolves and melee.
What? Yeah. The wolf is too close. Currently the wolf is kind of snap at me and I'm ignoring it and ducking and dodging around it while I shoot.
I forgot that was a rule. Okay.
Yeah.
One sec, World 20 does its thing. I'll have her help.
Okay.
And do you know the total on that, or 25?
25.
38?
38, yeah.
You see the three bolts just like almost like practiced. You kind of get this memory of like say throwing a piece of wood in the air and getting 3 shots in a line, and it just goes like one from like kind of like the upper throat, one in the one near the middle of the body, and one in the lower gut. And she just kind of holds it and just breaks one off. Would you like to do anything else?
Nope. I'm saving things because I just know that stuff is gonna happen. So, yep, yes. she's gonna lower the bow, look at the werewolf in her face, and prepare to get hit, or maybe dodge.
Alright. The werewolf's turn. The first one will take 2 swings at the scorpion. At the bottom right. 2.
Both miss.
6 and 12. The one at the top will take a bite towards Ulver and a claw towards...
Velucia?
No, sorry, roll 20's doing the thing.
Oh.
It just doesn't like me today. Don't know why.
Yeah,
Right.
you just, you cut off when you said a bite towards Ulver and a claw towards...
Yeah, oh crap, okay. I'm hoping it's on my computer doing the lagging then. But yes, bite.
Yeah, no. That bite does not hit.
And claw towards Velucia, which I don't see.
That's an 8. It doesn't hit, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, nope. They go wide, and you can see the kind of like bleeding from the arrows is kind of getting to it. Alright, Silgre.
Okay. All 3 scorpion attacks are gonna be at the bottom one.
Snap.
2 of those miss. So wait, oh, the guy's grappled.
It doesn't mean anything, it just means his speed is 0. I've looked at it.
Okay.
Grappled does
yeah.
not do the nice things.
Yeah, does that take an action to get out of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he would have just stayed there then.
Yeah, literally all grappled does is keep you in one place, and I think he's exactly where he wants to be.
Yep, also of note, when you grapple something, you are stuck in the... Your speed is reduced to 0.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. When you grapple someone, you grapple yourself as well.
In this instance, it just means no maneuvering.
Yep.
So that's just 7 bludgeoning damage, because that was one of the claws.
Alright. Yep, you kind of like tighten the grip you've got on it with one of your pincers. You go for the other one, but it kind of just like claws it away.
Yep, and then the tail just misses.
Just for the sake of it, are we gonna keep the order as in claw, claw, tail?
Yes.
Yep, just to save the, oh, well, the second one hit, can that be the tail? Yeah. So, yep, third one's always gonna be the tail attack. Velucia.
Okay, 2 attacks at, the werewolf in...
Oh, she was reckless last turn. That claw should have been an
Yep.
advantage. I am sorry, but...
Oh, I'll just roll it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one would have hit.
Yep.
So that would have been 3 slashing damage.
Yep.
Okay, she's gonna do 2 hits at the one she's in melee with right now, just so Ulver can get away.
Right.
So 22 to hit and 20.
She doesn't even need to take that second one.
Okay,
She
and with
can
the second
maneuver
one,
and hit the second one. And hit the other wolf. easily.
Yeah. Could you have done that then?
Go for yep, and 9. All right.
Should I roll again because it's grappled?
That does nothing.
No, I keep forgetting grappled is not restrained.
Yep.
It's easy to
Yes.
pretend.
Okay.
Yes. No. Scorpions would be ridiculous if that was restrained instead of grapple.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, they would not be CR3. Okay, then that's it. We're good.
Yes. She just kind of like runs the blade, kind of as it's about to like go for another bite against you. Over the blade kind of like comes through its chest and pulls it back out, and it goes like a few inches from your face. But she seems to be knowing what she's doing.
Ulver still snaps. Watch that thing!
And she goes, and then she kind of maneuvers around and just kind of cuts the other one. Bit of an awkward position. Is that her turn?
Yep.
All right. Next up is the hag. She kind of just looks around and goes, "Well, it's been fun, but I must be going."
Oh, is she? Okay, yep. Invisible, no physical evidence. Right. Okay. Okay.
She disappears before your eyes, kind of like walking into nowhere once again.
Is it my turn?
Let me just move her real quick, because she would take her movement as well.
Uh-huh.
It is now your turn.
The range on the
Ulver?
longbow is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using Seeking Arrow.
All right.
That hag needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. You are prepared.
I wasn't prepared specifically for this, but that looked like a fun option. Yes, I know exactly where she is!
Yep. And the bolt sinks through.
Yep. Alright, I know exactly
Right
where
there.
she is. Where is she? Sorry? I did not see any ping. You might be on DM layer.
Oh, I would be. Right there.
Excellent. Okay, she's gonna scoot on up here, and she is going to, action surge.
Oh,
Yes.
hold on. Real
Yeah?
quick.
Yeah?
She needs to make a concentration check on that.
Oh, the invisibility has to be held.
If you read the bottom. Or until her concentration ends, as if concentrating on a spell.
Nice, okay. Yeah, no, she makes
She is
that.
still invisible,
Yep.
but you are very aware of where she is.
Yeah, because I did very little damage there. Oh, wait, damage as if it were hit by the arrow. That should have my dex modifier on it, shouldn't it?
Yes, it should.
I put that in wrong. 5 more damage.
All right.
Alright.
So that would have been 6, 7, 9 total.
Alright. I know her current location. Is it still disadvantage on attack rolls? Because she's invisible.
I'll give her half cover.
Okay. So,
Because
1,
you are so acutely aware of where she is right now.
2, 3.
Right.
I've got 25, 18, and 17 to hit.
So her AC is currently 19, so only the first one hits.
God damn! What a way to use the action surge. Wait a second.
Should you make a concentration check?
I've got a.
Wait, yes, but she would have to make the concentration for the first one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Nope,
Yeah,
she
nope.
makes it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of those missed shots, and I'm gonna use my bonus action. And actually, wait. Is she within 60 feet of this? Where is she? Is she within 60 feet of the werewolf?
Is she within...
Six-
Sorry, what?
60 feet of the werewolf.
Let's see.
No, she is...
65!
Alright, never mind. I am not using the bonus action.
Alright. Is it a bonus action to do...
Hang on.
Seeking Arrow as well, or...?
No, it's just not making... Oh, you don't make an attack roll for the attack. It's not a... Oh, I thought it was a full action. It's just an attack. I had 2 more attacks.
Alright.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say I'll let you take back how many action surges you have at this level?
Just 1.
If you want to take that one back, I'll let you.
Alright, I'll take it.
If you want to take the action surge back, I'll let you, but you will not have hit with the first one. You would have taken the last 2. Does that sound fair?
Basically, I would not have hit at all.
You would have not hit at all, but you just keep your action surge.
No, I'm using my action surge and I'm gonna roll 2 more attacks.
Alright. That will hit.
Okay, that one misses.
That one horribly does not, unfortunately.
Yep.
But she will make a concentration check.
Alright. She's down.
And boop!
She's down.
Second one should be
Okay.
an advantage.
No, it should
Shouldn't
not
it?
have been an advantage. She just had a higher AC because of a certain amount of cover.
No. Oh yeah, I'm. Where are the rules in my brain right now? I lost my brain cell.
You know what? There's no chance of a short rest later, I'm guessing. I've used one, I'm gonna use them all.
It's possible. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's
One-shots.
absolutely no short rest possibility.
Yeah, one-shots usually don't. Basically, I am deciding whether or not to screw with this further, because I could add something to that last attack that hit.
I would.
No, I'll leave it.
Ariel, hi, this is the
I'll
GM. Leave it.
Leaving it. Okay. That is my turn.
Uh-huh. Alright, next is the werewolf, as Roll20 hates me. It'll make it's gonna make the 2 against the scorpion that's currently holding it. So, a bite and a claw.
Hit and a miss.
Alright. Give me a con save.
Oh fuck. Is that a scorpion con?
Yeah, you're currently in the form.
It's the same thing. Uh-oh.
Oh my god!
It's one of these one-shots, isn't it?
I'm gonna need you to make me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
So, you get the curse, you do not get the disease.
Oh.
It's one of those one-shots, ain't it, today?
Mm-hmm.
I lost the brain cell and I became a werewolf. Holy shit.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
So, Silgre, you just, from the bite that, like, crunches into Chitin, just feel this of just pain, and just this weird, like, tension to it as it kind of spreads throughout your body.
That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna... My brain is going with a lot of stuff right now, but claw tail. Hey! Oh, wait. One of them hit.
What's the bonus? 4?
4. Only the claw hits.
Yes, so the first claw is the only one that hits, unfortunately.
That's 5 damage.
I love your little
Alright.
plink, plink, plink of damage on this thing. It's wonderful.
I'll see what else I can do right
Yeah,
now.
it's quite the, like, battle of attrition going on right now until it's Volusia's turn.
Okay.
Oh
Let's
my
do-
god.
Let's do 2 attacks.
Real quick, while you've got the sheet open, Ty,
Yeah.
have Volusia make a perception check.
Eh.
Yeah, she saw that. So, yep, that is, sorry, 34?
Yeah, 34. Wait, no,
10,
24.
No, 24.
24.
Yes, 24, my bad.
Devin, do I have to kill my own character now?
Yep. She sees this and just immediately, like, dabs the blade into the side of its jaw and kind of, like, twists it a bit, and, like, the jaw is kind of, like, half hanging, but it's still alive.
gonna be funny if I kill my own character. But, that's it.
Alright. Next thing. And what you only use Ulver sorry, not Ulver. You only use Volusia for combat. I still run her.
Okay.
I will roll if she attacks you, don't worry.
You will kill me if you need to.
Alright. You see the hag turn around with a few more arrows in her now.
Not getting away that easily.
He is going to make just raw. You see this grin go across her face, like, I recognize you. Of course he didn't always look like that. And then you see her kind of like put a hand to her mouth and like cough up this bile that kind of like goes down, and like half green, half red liquid. That like goes down her fingers as she puts it over her mouth. Ulver, I need you to roll me a intelligence history if you have it.
I do not have history, but I'll go ahead and roll it because it's, 5. No.
There is the obvious statement of she's the daughter of you-know-who.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something else that's bugging you. You're not sure what.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I know what's bugging me as a player. I don't know if she ever saw this hag, because that was a surprise, clearly. Structurally speaking. So,
she is going to just hold her hand up, and you see the air kind of like go around and coalesce. She is going to make a ray of frost at you, which goes wide.
No.
You have just like turn your head to the side, and it shatters across the wall and freezes it even further. And she goes, "Huh, not good."
Oh, decidedly not for you.
She is going to. You see her kind of go around and take cover in this abandoned house.
Right.
Ulver, your turn.
Right.
Walls are about 4 to 10 feet tall.
Yep. Okay.
Tall.
So there's going to be no shooting through. That's full cover.
Where she is right now.
Yeah, that's as far as she can get on her movement.
I would say if you.
If I get over here, can I angle it by any means?
I'd say your best bet would get to. You have 40, yeah.
I've got 35.
35.
So, if it's like down the stairs and that's a fairly low wall, then maybe, but...
Yes, I would say basically if you got to here,
okay,
you could get a three-quarters cover shot.
Alright. Yeah, I'll take 3/4 cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the odds. I'm gonna do my best. And...
That's +4, right? 3/4?
I believe... Is it +4 or +5? Do you want to look that up real quick?
Yeah, because I know half is 2.
Yeah, I think 3/4 is actually 5.
3/4 is +5, yes.
Yeah. So she's got +5 to her AC, so it's currently not 17, but 22?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So not such great odds after all, but... Yeah, Ulver is on a mission. Nope. Yep. Nope. Alright, so 8 piercing damage.
You kind of just, does Ulver do the thing with the multiple arrows on one string?
No, she does the multiple arrows between her fingers and flips them up onto the string. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Yep. I know the exact thing you're talking about. Yep. But just, yeah, rapid succession, like, 2 hit the ground and 1 you see hits a shoulder.
Can I say that the 21 actually whips right by her face?
An arrow goes through the wall and right beside her face.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, that is going to be her movement, that's going to be her action. There's no other target within 60 feet to take advantage of one of those misses. So that's gonna be it.
All right. The werewolf's turn once more, still holding on for dear life. It is going to make only one claw attack because its jaw is currently hanging.
Miss.
And it just kind of scrapes uselessly, and it goes for a bite, but it just kind of, the jaw doesn't cause any contact. Silgre.
Let's try the 3 attacks again and see if I can roll dice. I can roll dice! Those are both the claws!
So you go and you put the other claw, go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. That is 12 bludgeoning damage.
And like a fucking tube of toothpaste.
Okay.
Well, maybe not even. I'll say you put both claws on the midsection and just close them in, and you feel the ribs crack in the body. Just get, like the legs start hanging at an angle they probably shouldn't be hanging at, and then you just let it go, and you go for a sting for extra measure, but you kind of drop it before you hit it, and it's dead on the ground.
And now you stand next to the very dedicated werewolf killer, who saw you get bitten.
And with 40 feet of movement, because I love me some scorpions, and I completely forgot already where I measured right there. Okay. She's going to run up and just, is it a free action or a bonus action to drop beast shape?
I believe it's a bonus action if you're Moon Druid.
It's a bonus action to bring it up. I don't know.
Go ahead and click wallet shape then.
Yeah.
I was about to say I could look it up, but you've already. Let's see. Automatically revert.
Bonus action.
Or die. Okay.
You can revert to your normal form earlier by using a bonus action. Okay, I have a bonus action. I'm gonna revert.
Yep, and the scorpion form kind of like turns into your form as you kind of continue your stride forward.
Alrighty.
That's your action. Your bonus action. Is there anything else?
And my movement. That is all.
Alright. It's Volusia's turn. I'm just gonna say she's gonna start running for the hag.
Okay, yep. She's gonna use just her movement to get up here.
Yep, she's got 80 feet, mind you.
She's 80 feet?
Well, 40 and 40.
Well, yeah, if she wanted... Yeah, she's dashing. Yeah.
Wasn't she up here?
She can...
So, like... She can do...
She was here...
40.
No, she was...
Yep, you don't...
There,
40.
40.
Right there. She could get just in front of that wall.
Okay. Alright. That is her turn, because I don't think she can do a bonus action attack thing. I think that's it.
Yep.
Alright. We are done.
Ifrik is going to turn, and you see her go and put a hand on the amulet once more and put a hand up, and nothing happens, and she like grips it and looks at it, it's like, what? And you hear this like vaguely ethereal voice. You guys wouldn't know what it is, but it's like she has a phone call going. You hear another like whiny old lady voice just go, "Sorry dear, you're cut off." She goes, "Ugh." She's going to make a claw attack against Lucia.
Nope.
As the claw kind of like comes around the wall, and Lucia like blocks the dagger like claws with her sword. And she looks around and goes, "Ah!"
That's an opportunity attack.
Actually, yeah, no, she would have come out to there because otherwise Lucia would have been at cover, which didn't matter anyways, but would have done it if I remembered at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, she is going to run to there, and there's an opportunity attack from Volusia. That will hit. The radiant damage is not counted, but that is still 13 slashing. Over, you see her running.
Yep, snake out after her, and from 10 feet away, 3 more longbow attacks.
Go on, keep rolling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the last one, no.
Like a Legolas with a chip on his shoulder. You just slide out through the snow and then load 3, and just the first one goes wide, but the other 2 just one into the throat. And the other, you see her just like go and raise up the hand to try to cast a spell hand and spell again, and the arrow just goes into the hand through the entire arm and out the back. And she falls against the wall.
Alright. Ulver's gonna lower the bow, and just as she's gasping out, if it takes any time, just say, I thought I saw your mother die. Glad I get to see it again.
Alright. And she just kind of, still like holding on just slightly, looks up at you and just goes, "Don't you remember me? You used to think I was cute. Oh well. I'll see you on the other side." And she just like falls back, and like her head tilts to the side, and then it falls off from the arrow you had in it. It clearly severed something important.
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and make a history check with advantage now.
Okay. A memory check. 17.
17. So this whole time, even just the way she's talking, the raspiness, and then the comment at the end, you do remember her. But you not quite like this. Do you remember there was just those few times when you were working in the first year? No, sorry, the second year. Where there would be a mother coming in with this young girl, probably around 10 years of age. She'd always come asking for a herbal remedy or some sort of stomach issue. She always had this like nausea to her, throwing up. And your employer would always help them out. And it's hard to tell, but you've seen things take different forms. It's the same cadence. It's the same like when you hit her in the gut, she threw up in the same manner. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Yeah, because player knows things about hags, character may or may not.
Even with a 10 for who you are,
Mm-hmm.
you're aware of the idea that when a hag has a daughter, it's not a hag from day one.
Yeah. 13 years.
And sometimes they take them for themselves, and sometimes they just stick them right back where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to take a quick few minutes on that note.
Okay.
Okay.
Because, wow, Ty, Ulver, I'm just gonna say, has no idea you just got bitten. She was focused like laser intensity on that hag, and you were back behind her a ways.
Oh, Silger's gonna tell her, just like, hey, got bit.
Mm.
It's just that thing of, you know.
Yep.
That Silver may die at this point.
We'll see. Could depend on a few things.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Hello.
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 Alright, sorry, did I miss anything? I thought I heard some talking while I was putting my headset off.
There was a little bit of talking, just in the effect that Ulver did not see Silgre get bitten.
Mm-hmm.
Because focus on hag and etc.
Yep. So the three of you kind of like meet up eventually. Yeah, probably in the middle. Volusia just kind of gives a look and, well, you did well. Better than I thought you might.
I've had some experience.
I can tell. Seems a more personal experience. You knew who she was?
I knew someone related.
She kind of nods. Well, I hope you can carry that expertise. I'm not here just for clearing out. I have a mission, and honestly, the two of you did so well, I might... could I trouble you to aid me further?
Possibly.
You can help? Well, I'll help.
Do you know what happened to this town?
It was about a few months ago. An outbreak. The ones we fought were all that were left, but I've killed about 4 or 5 more from here. And during the outbreak there was panic, and during the panic there was a fire. She kind of like turns around in the area. And since then, no one's dared to come back, since, well, the disease ravaged their minds, and the curse brings them to be beasts. But they still call this place home. There's no cure as far as I can tell. Only those who are resistant to it in the first place. Speaking of which, give me your arm there. And she puts a hand out to you, Silgre.
Yep, Silgre will reach out the arm.
And there's no wound. The damage from your B shape didn't carry over, but there's, like, regardless, there's still these, like, 2 kind of marks on the top and bottom of your arm. Like fang marks. And this kind of, like, raising of the veins on the arm. Well, there's no discoloration. And she kind of, like takes her, kind of, like, puts her hand to the side of your head. And can, like, adjust your head to, like, look at her straight on. Pupils are fine. How did you feel? Did you have a headache or anything?
Does Silgre, or is it just the pain from the arm?
It's just the pain from the arm. There's this kind of, like, vague unbalance you have, but there's no pain.
The arm just hurts. It's an injury.
It's more than that, I'm afraid.
Did something happen?
Am I gonna die?
No. No. I'm going to keep an eye on you, and I'm going to be honest with you. If you start showing signs of the disease, I'll end your life myself. But as far as I can tell, you've been cursed with lycanthropy.
Fun. I can turn into a wolf right now if you want me to.
Oh, I imagine it would be something familiar to you, given your field of expertise. But, you might not have the freedom of choice, at least to start.
How long until the next moon? Does Ulver
You
know?
have, Ulver would probably know just from kind of
Life
being a hunter.
experience.
Yeah, hunter, life experience, stuff like that. It's probably within like 4 or 5 days.
Well, we'll know within the week. I'll keep an eye as well.
More importantly, like I said, I'm not here just for cleaning out the riffraff. I have a mission.
The hags?
Yes, it seems there's a coven formed.
I heard a voice when we had her cornered and she tried to use that amulet. Did you hear it too?
Vaguely, I heard something. Couldn't quite make out the words, but...
Something about cutting her off.
Hmm.
Hold on. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna fish for that amulet. Pull it out.
Yep. And you go and you pick it up, and it is this kind of like eye, like jewel with this... It looks like a jewel, and it feels like a jewel, but there's just these like small details to it that make it almost look real.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of set in this like rough chain like around her neck.
That's not a problem anymore.
You'll see she'll look back and just... You're familiar with hags? Do you know what the thing does?
Hags have a lot of bizarre magic. There's not necessarily a way to tell right away. I'm not magically
Go ahead and give me a nature check there, Ulver. Arcana, actually.
Yeah, nature's better.
Yes, nature is better, but yeah, it's general
13.
knowledge. 13.
Yep.
Mm,
I rolled the same number, I mean.
Yeah, you don't have the most research on hags, although you would have been looking some stuff up. It's an eyeball. The other hag talking to her seemed to know what was going on. You can only assume, but you kind of give it a look and you're wondering if it's looking back.
She seemed to cast magic from this, and I'm wondering if it's a way of watching what she can see.
If that's the case, we can either take it with us or bury it.
Well, if we take it, won't they? Could they be watching us?
I don't know. I'm trained for the diseased beasts of the night.
Hag magic is never worth it. And Ulver's gonna start digging in the snow, and she's gonna pack that thing underneath as much snow as she can up against a wall. Because it's entirely possible, comes back, that thing is both watching us and useful. Hags like to multitask.
So I'm just gonna clear the turn order real quick while I remember.
Besides, I wouldn't trust anything from a hag around my neck.
Do you know from experience?
Something like. Which way are you tracking? Where are you going?
Well, sorry, I keep getting off track. My full mission is not just the clearing of the lycanthropes or the hags. They have someone taken captive. A princess, no less. Of the Brassheart family. And, Silgre, you'd be vaguely aware of the Brassheart family. As they are, in fact, a family that is known to be descendants from a brass dragon. A brass dragon that had passed within the last 300 years? And before that was kind of hailed as this great protector and hero of the kind of area around here, a bit more to the south, but it kind of made its home and the area around it. There was kind of villages that flocked there because it would keep it under its protection.
Does she know any like specifics about the family itself, or just the knowledge of they can dragon?
I'd say make a history check. Because you've been out of it for a while, and you haven't really had much reason to keep up.
Yeah,
You might have heard like vague things here and there, but
I know they came from a family of like a brass dragon, but I don't remember a lot about them.
more specifically, it's not just the last name and the known lineage, but the powers that come with being a descendant. That at least that's why we're worried about her capture. And she's currently with child.
Ah.
Oh.
And what happens if that child is taken and reborn as a hag? Is that the question?
She kind of slowly nods. That is the concern. And she kind of starts walking. That is why I request your aid.
Well, we might as well.
For a good cause.
She starts taking off to the north. I know the vague track, and we have some intel on where they're currently planted, but I can only do so much with directions. We may need to track. And it seems they are connected to the beasts in some way. If you see tracks for them, then it's possible we might have some overlap.
I have some experience with tracking. I might be able to help. Devin, have I ever been in this area before that this feature might come into play?
Mm-hmm.
It's an iffy thing, but...
I would say roll a general survival check.
Okay. 25.
In your younger years, you made a trip around here. In the simpler times, so to say.
Yep.
It was just kind of a equivalent of like a ski trip almost.
Okay. It was more for fun than anything, so...
Yes. And you were fairly young at the time, so it's not super clear, but you do have an idea and things might come to you as you go.
Okay.
I'll basically say that you have advantage on any tracking checks you make.
Excellent, because as soon as she comes across anything she might be able to follow, wolf tracks, hag, anything, then she'll do that survival check.
So the three of you rather, take off northward, and the wind kind of picks up. You still are in the valley, and there's a bit of snow kind of coming down now. Your boots crunching with the terrain underfoot, and eventually, what's your guys' passive?
Perception?
14?
16.
Yeah, I put around 15. You do notice some tracks on the ground. They seem to have been kind of worn down, and, like buffeted by the snowy winds, but they're distinct. They seem to be bear tracks.
Bear.
But not just regular bear. It's the way you can kind of understand the stride and just your vague guesses on the kind of running theme going here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you'd like to make another survival check to track them, feel free.
I will. Oh, that's a 15.
It's still not terrible. You kind of start and make your way along, but it's, again, the wind is kind of making them difficult to track, but you seem to follow a basic path. You're getting the idea, and there's some tracks that are you reach a fork and you kind of follow them down, and they're much harder to define as exactly the ones, but they seem to have the general shape and size as you go along. Is Silgre doing anything to help with this at all, might I ask?
Silgre does have proficiency, so I think she'd try and just.
If you'd like to just make a raw survival check, then.
Yeah. Oh, not good.
Yeah, you're about. Ulver seems to know what they're doing, and you're just giving a look and a glance, and doesn't seem anything out of what you would think.
Alrighty.
And each of you eventually make it to a point. You notice there is a river that kind of runs through the area. It's not far enough into winter for all water to be completely frozen over. It's kind of got that snow that kind of like has a bit of a dome over the river that goes around, and there's still some movement to it. And you can look, and it's fairly deep and wide, not quite real wide, but it kind of fills itself up to the point of the curve over.
Right. And the bear tracks just kind of go there, and then.
Yep.
There.
And I will have the two of you place yourselves on the south of this map.
Okay.
And you're getting to the point where the tracks feel a bit fresher.
Ulver would let the others know.
Yep. I'll basically ask, would you guys like to attempt stealth?
Well, we could try.
Be a fair idea.
Alright. Okay,
Alright.
tactical thing. If I pass without a trace here, we're not gonna have it again. I've got a once a day thing. And I forgot to say that when I was telling you, Ty, not to take it because I completely forgot about that.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't prepare the spell.
I'm sorry.
I'll leave it up to you guys. But what's done is done.
Yeah. I am sorry about that. I completely forgot. Damn it.
How long does it last? 10 minutes concentration?
Concentration up to an hour.
Okay.
And if we want to short rest at any point, so I can get an arcane shot and action surge back, then that'll be gone.
My gut is telling me to save it.
Yeah, mine too. Let's attempt stealth without and see how that goes.
Yep.
Alright. Do you have the other sheet open still, Ty?
I do.
Alright, then give me a stealth check for all three of you.
Also, Ulver doesn't need any particular cover, she just goes sneaky sneaky. Or she attempts at least. Yeah, she goes sneaky sneaky.
Oh, Silgre, you're...
Is this a group check, and if so, did we succeed?
Well, again, I'll wait for the click on...
You've already got it, it's the 21.
Oh, alright.
That first one, and then... Okay, which one is Silgre?
The 3.
Okay.
Yes. I know enough on the sheet that she does have proficiency with stealth and +4 dex. So, yes.
Oh, Silgre.
The 3.
There's no way she could have rolled a 3. It is a group stealth check. But there is a kind of concern with Silgre. Yeah. Silgre, you do feel this kind of lightheadedness to you, and there's this kind of throbbing to the arm. It's not painful, it's just really distracting and weird. It's like having a muscle spasm, only with the entirety of your flesh on your forearm.
Well, and Silver's just gonna give a whisper of, because she's not stealthy, just oh, I'm not feeling well.
And or you can give a look, and she does look kind of pale. And
stay to the back.
Okay.
Alright.
So Silgre does keep kind of like a 10-20 foot like breath. I'll place the two of you at least at the bottom of this map.
Oh, bugger. Take it we're seeing this.
Yes. And you would be down here if you can see my ping.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I'll scoot up a little bit because Ulver probably would have been in some kind of lead.
Yep. Yeah, you can just keep Silgre there, but for the sake of this, basically, if you want to move upwards, just kind of assume 15 feet beforehand.
Okay.
And like kind of the two of you stop behind this rather big pine tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see this like large hulking form by the river. Go ahead and make a nature check there, Ulver.
7.
And Ty, can I have you make a nature check on Volusia?
13.
13. All right. So the two of you look and like that's a big frickin' bear. But past that, and there seems to be a wolf, werewolf, kind of like set up on this stone. He's about 10 feet up, and kind of like has his back legs up and his like two front legs like in between them, almost like the gargoyle pose.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like again, much less so, but instead of the foam, you do see these kind of red stains going down the sides of the mouth and kind of a bit down the neck on the fur. And as well, those kind of like extremely bloodshot eyes remain.
Like this. Alright.
And she looks over and is like, getting the drop on them. And she kind of takes out her own longbow.
Yep. I'm aiming for the bear.
Shall we both aim for one and take it down quick, or deal with the small fry first, so we only have the one to deal with?
Aim for the bear first and weaken it.
She kind of nods,
on
like,
that thought, actually. Yeah, it might be best to try to take down the wolf. It'll last, but not as long.
If you want to give me a raw wisdom.
Oh, sure. 16.
16. You have a vague idea of how much punishment the wolves can take.
It took a couple rounds, some of them.
Yeah, it takes a couple rounds, but also you had the werewolf smiter going on.
Yeah, and we're also maybe at advantage because we're hidden. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. So I'll say with that rule, you can get anywhere from like 40 to 70 hit points. You're guessing.
Alright, we might be able to take the wolf down, but then the bear's gonna come fast. Let's
Devin?
aim for it.
Yes, Ty?
What is was the area grassland if it would not be winter?
It'd be an Arctic kind of setup. I'd put it around like the in between of Iceland and Greenland, if that makes sense.
We're also more up in the mountains.
Yes, they're mountainous. There's spots where kind of like the valley where just by virtue of how the wind goes, it's just like it's wide open prairies in some areas. I guess prairies isn't the best word, but just like flat.
So would there be some plant matter within the ground that could be affected?
In this area where there are currently trees, yes.
Good to know.
You got plant growth, don't you?
I do have plant growth.
Excellent, it's the best. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take our shots at the werewolf.
Alright, let me just open a sheet real quick.
Okay.
We're the big guy.
Mm-hmm. And we are sneaky.
Alright, I will say, Fred, you could, if you want to, move up to one of the other two trees kind of ahead of you. But I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I'll scoot around to kind of like behind this tree, this rock.
Yeah, past that, things are making perception checks at you, but
Yeah. I just want to spread this out just a little bit.
yeah, but with a Silgre hanging back, you can be confident that you can kind of get to some spots.
Yeah.
She'll kind of take just a bit off to the side.
Sounds good. All right.
And open the sheet. Roll 20. I just want to show his tab. Oh, come on.
Yep.
It's the most frustrating when it's just like a little white screen for like 5 seconds.
Wow. Yep. So I guess technical question while you're waiting for the sheet to open. Are we each making a single attack, or is it a attack action?
I'll let you have the attack action.
Okay, so I get 3. And is only the first one at potential stealth advantage, or all of them?
I'll say the first one would be at stealth advantage.
Okay, so advantage, click, and then normal, click, click.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Show is tab. Okay. And I'll just have you 3 roll initiative right now, just for the sake of resolving.
Sounds good. I'll wait till the tracker's up. Okay. That's better.
See if the Druid can do well. Oh my goodness, look at you guys.
Oh, wow! This is the first time I've rolled well in initiative in like 6 months.
And we'll have
Cute.
have the bear. Give one.
Oh yeah. We're good.
We'll have the werewolf be unclickable for half a second.
Yep.
There we go. Alright. So,
Oh boy.
Ulver, would you like to make your first attacks?
Yes, I do. Click. Normal. Click, click. So that's 8, 11, and 7. 18, 26?
18, 11, and 7. Let's see his AC. Oh, he is...
Oh, is he
I forget.
beefy?
He is not.
Okay.
He is the opposite.
Yeah, because those other werewolves were getting hit on 12s, so...
Oh, right, yes, werewolf.
Yes.
I'm doing the thing again where I forget what you're actually shooting at.
Yeah, wolf. We're going for the wolf.
Yep. So, sorry, the total was...
26.
26. Alright, and can I just have... I won't move the tracker down, but can I just have Lucia give that roll?
Alright, 11.
And at 1.
No. Well, 11 piercing damage with silvered arrows.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which she has specifically, so it's not just her sword that does it good.
Okay.
Alright. Did I do descending?
What?
Did I do descending, or did
Yeah.
it just turn out nice?
No, it just turned out nice for the most part. The
Okay.
werewolf goes before the bear.
Right,
So just
okay, yep.
switch that.
There we go.
Yep.
Alright. And with that, we're gonna have combat begin.
Yep, there's the music. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Gonna
round starts, and you see the bolts kind of go into the werewolf, and the bear immediately just kind of like looks around and kind of seems generally aware of where the arrows came from.
Mm-hmm.
But
Alright.
it is your turn.
Not my worry at the moment. Continue going for the wolf. 3 arrows
All
in the
right.
fingers and plink, plink, plink. That's 34 piercing damage.
34. Oh, just enough.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and you see, like, this thing just set up on the rock get riddled with arrows.
Alright. Yep. She's preparing for another round, but staying where she is.
Alright. Felicia.
Wait, would the big bear have any cover because of the trees all in front right here?
Maybe. Basically, if she moved to there, like around here, she'd be fine.
Oh, okay, like around up here?
Also, she might be inclined to move up a bit more, just to get right nice and personal. Not immediately, she'll still take the bows, but
Yeah.
Let the bear
she's not
come
going to be
to us.
concerned with hanging back.
You can let the bear come to us, it's fine.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Just,
Alright.
it's gonna take a few rounds. Okay. 2 longbow attacks.
Alright. 12
First
points of
one
damage.
unfortunately misses, but the second one goes true, and you see the bolt kind of just like go into its side, and it doesn't seem to notice at first.
Okay.
This thing looks hardy.
Yeah, it does.
Alright. Silgre, as stated before, you're about 15 feet back, so
Yep, I'll use
You-
the 15 feet just to get up to the end of the map, and then just an extra 5 just to get up here.
alright.
And then as my action, I'm gonna draw out a line, and so where the characters are isn't gonna be affected by plant growth.
Alright.
The rest of the map, though, yes. So this little area, and then the rest is going to be plant growth.
Alright.
So, effectively 1/4 speed. Effectively.
Yes.
100-foot radius.
Yep, I measured it.
Yep, so that is basically the whole map.
Everything.
That is a minimum.
Uh-huh.
Yep, as you just see all of the plant life just like spring to being from the ground. Like all the all the plants just like shoot out from the snow. It's this like gray, dead-looking grass, not gray, like this yellow-looking grass, and some of these kind of like wintry brambles that kind of stayed around. But there are plants everywhere.
Awesome, and then Silver's just gonna move up just another 5 more feet, and that's her turn.
Can I just imagine that with the plant growth, also all the trees just kind of went poof? Kind of like a bird poofing out?
I'll say all the trees just a little bit, but then all the snow fell off of them.
Oh, Ulver got buried. Okay.
Yeah, you have to kind of like with a bunch of snow and a few pine needles in your face.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay. Werewolf is dead. But
Does he have buddies, is the question. Oh god. I don't like where you're measuring that.
so there is plenty of plant growth on the ground. However,
I was about to ask if aquatic plant growth mattered. Oh dear.
you see this horrid looking form like slowly rise up out of the water to the side. As a hand raises up with a eye amulet on the neck.
Right, I see a theme.
And roll 20.
Yep.
And roll 20.
And roll 20.
As another bolt of lightning arcs through you two.
Alright.
Dexterity saves.
Oh yeah. Half 8d6.
I don't like that it's not on the spell, but okay.
Yeah, well, oh, that's a
So
nice
the two of you
number.
take 15 lightning damage. as it kind of shoots through and kind of arcs over between the two trees, and then just kind of hits the two of you. You're able to kind of jump out of the way as you kind of like slightly see it coming, but nonetheless you were not fully expecting this sea hag coming out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you guys don't know the names, but I'll just show you anyways.
Okay. Yep.
And the sheet goes 1 second. And you see her sink back down into the water.
Ooh, she really okay.
It is the bear's turn. The bear is going to try its best to drag itself. It's double movement, right?
Double? For dash? It's
No plant growth.
quarter.
You need to use,
Quarter.
4 feet for
Yeah.
every foot.
4 feet for every foot is basically a quarter movement.
All right.
So if he's got a 40-foot speed, he uses 10 feet in his movement. He can go 10 feet.
All right. So he can go 30 foot, but you see him slowly start making his way to the tree. Yeah, he'll take the dash for another, and he gets right to the side of the tree.
Uh-huh.
So he does have a bit of cover. Ulver.
Yeah, she's gonna scoot around to about there and let our friend know that we've got a problem in the water. Is it still half cover, or how much does he have?
I'd say that's half cover.
Okay. So, here's a 1. Nope. There's a 2, that's better.
Actually, the first hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yep, 12 plus 8, that's 20, so 28 piercing damage.
Right. And you see the bolts kind of like sink in, and it just gives a back roar. As you see the foam start to like gather up at the sides of the mouth again.
Alright, that will be all.
Alright. Lucia is not going to go treading into the plants.
Nope, she's gonna stay and do 2 more longbow attacks.
Alright. From there he will have cover. So the second one does not hit. But the first one does for 10 piercing damage with silvered arrows. Silgre.
Silgre can't see wherever the shit in the water went, right?
It's running water. You could make a perception check, probably as a bonus action.
Yeah, let's do that. 13.
You give a look, and it's kind of hard to tell. The water shimmers. You think you see a form?
But nothing solid.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. I'll say, basically, you don't think she got far away. So she's probably within this area.
Okay. Just gonna keep that in mind.
Actually, maybe, yeah, about one more, that area.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of AoE spells I can mess with at that point, so I'm probably just gonna produce flame on the... Wait. 30 feet of view.
Concentration?
No, it is not. It is
Okay,
instantaneous.
didn't think so, but just want to make sure.
plant growth just goes and goes and goes forever. Those plants are there to stay until they get cut down.
Or burn down.
Or that. Something.
Okay, let's look at the bear, because that is 90 feet. That's fun. Let's try and do confusion. The saving throw didn't load. So that is 16 wisdom.
16 wisdom.
Ooh!
13.
Set confused.
Alright, he is currently under the effects of confusion.
Oh man.
Yes.
What's a good thing for that?
This bear's having a bad day.
Is there anything else?
Just use my movement to go up 10 feet, but that is it.
Alright. Just gonna take the werewolf off the tracker. Next turn, you see the hag raise up once more.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pop out of the water. Down to the south. And kind of pull herself up through the somewhat thick, like small bit of plant matter. So that's 4, so basically she'll have... She'll have 25 feet. She'll get up to there.
Oh, she came out, okay.
And... Oh, forgot to... That. She is going to... Ooh, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, she is going to...
Uh-oh.
She's gonna... Actually, I'm gonna have her roll a d3, see who she picks.
Oh no.
So, we're gonna do Ulver, then, Volusia, and then, Silgre. Yeah.
Oh no.
1! So,
Devin.
do you want to say it or should I?
Devin,
Yeah, do you want to say it or should I?
I just succeed.
Yeah? Okay. The smell kind of goes, and you shake off the feeling.
Okay.
Alright. It's the werebear's turn.
D10 for confusion.
2. What does a 2 do?
The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Alright.
So he's just hanging out, and then he gets to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn.
Okay. Werebear, wisdom save.
Okay.
Nope.
Still confused.
You ever see the video with the bears scratching their backs against the trees?
Yes.
Possibly, I don't know.
He's just kind of like got his back against the tree and he's just kind of very much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ulver, real quick,
Yes.
you're within 25 feet.
Yep. Oh yeah, they've got the thing. What's the thing? Yep, that's the thing.
I need you to make me a wisdom save.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you are good.
Alright, and she's gonna call to the others. The bear's not a problem now. Focus on the hag, and she's gonna whip around and fire 3 shots at the horrible thing. Yeah. All 3 hit? Okay, so that's 20, 38 piercing damage.
8.
Yep.
Roll 20 is doing the thing.
Uh-huh.
Come on. There we go. Do minus 38. Alright.
Okay.
So, she was not bloodied before and she is now.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
That is going to be her turn.
Alright.
Carry on.
Volusia.
Okay. Is Volusia gonna listen to Ulver? About...
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the bear was scratching his back against the tree.
Yeah,
Doesn't
exactly.
it seems to be stuck in the thing, and she can keep an eye on it. So.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna waste an all-out just for maybe a couple hits, which is already bloody. So we're gonna do 2 longbow attacks.
You could get there. Reckless doesn't require rage.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Let's do 2 reckless then. Advantage button.
Would
First
she have
one.
to make that save against horrific appearance?
Yes, she would have. My
Okay.
bad.
I hate to... I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Give her a wisdom save.
Yeah, she's good.
Yep, she's good.
Mhm.
The hair in her eye is enough to block out most of the worst parts. First one hits, second one... Ooh, just barely doesn't hit.
Oh shit.
But yeah, the first one strikes in. The radiant damage is counted. That's still 13. No, it would be 10. Because she's not currently raging.
Ah, yeah.
But she still strikes across its form and gives this high-pitched squeal. Silgre. So how do you pronounce it? Sorry.
Silver, yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying Silgre, but I was never sure. You see... Oh, yeah. You see the thing.
Yep.
You made the DC.
Yeah, it was a 2. I rolled a 2. I really hope I did.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And you see her, like, turning to run back into the river.
Silver is going to... Where the fuck is it? This.
Alright.
Wow.
So, I forgot to ask last time, but how do you want to do this?
Yes.
Just grab her by the throat and pull her down.
Alright. You do so. And you like grab her by the throat and the claws go into it and just... not to unlike the last game where the throat melts.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And you can push her into the ground face first so you don't have to look at it anymore.
Nice. Okay,
Hank
bonus
is
action.
dead.
And then bonus action, I can use a leveled spell if I use the cantrip as an action, yeah? It's a bonus action spell.
Mm-hmm.
I
Primal Savagery is an action, isn't it?
What is? Yeah, Primal Savagery is an action, but it's a cantrip.
She's asking
yeah.
about a bonus action spell.
Leveled
spell.
Yeah, because you did a cantrip.
Okay, yeah, sorry. My brain cell's like gone today. Let's put
No
that
problem.
at 2nd level on just Silgre because I need some points right now.
I think Devin might be running on the brain cell at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good thing.
It is.
I never took share of the brain cell, that's the thing.
Oh, really?
John or Conrad might have it, and Conrad might be heavily medicating it. I have my own.
Oh.
I have plenty.
Yeah, Devin has his own brain cell.
Okay,
It's communally
okay.
shared with like a few
It was
of us.
just the 3 of you. It wasn't the entire group from last night.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, you kidding? I wrecked that metal lobster.
That's true. Alright.
Devin has his own brain cells. Okay, that's it for Silgre.
And that's it for the hag, too. Well done.
Indeed it is. There.
Beautiful.
What's
3
3?
is the same as 2.
Nothing.
Oh, just getting that bad scratch. Ulver.
He gets another wisdom save, to be fair.
Oh, yes, he would. Wisdom.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
You know, it's almost unsporting, but also that thing probably should go down.
You do see like the magic lights dancing around its head currently, like the stars and chicks.
Haha, the little spirals.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Right.
That's always how I just internally thought about how the confusion spell works.
Beautiful. I love it. Ulver's gonna look at the others and say, I'm taking the shot while it's still out there.
Lucia looks back and it's like, it's diseased, needs to die.
Agreed. And she's gonna shoot. 2, 3.
Yep, all 3 hit.
Alright, so 12 plus 9 is 21, plus another 14 is 35.
35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for her.
Right.
God, I'm sorry, Devin. I know the pain of being a DM who puts a cool monster out and doesn't get to use it.
Honestly, like, it wasn't the cool monster, it was the thing I was considering it having it do to get.
Yeah.
It has a climb speed, it could have just hopped from tree to tree.
Oh, that would have been great.
That would have been horrifying.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll have Volusia. She'll probably just stick her sword in the hag in the ground and then bow.
You know, on the topic of horrifying things, squirrels. Let's talk about stuff hopping from tree to tree.
I'll keep that in mind for the next session.
Conrad gave me permission to use the burn cell.
Yep. So, yep, Volusia 2 longbow attacks.
Yep.
Hey, the
15,
burn cell
15.
worked.
That is 19 total. So it riddles into its body. Silgre.
Silgre doesn't have any range spells to fuck with.
You guys are really leaving lycanthrope pincushions in your wake.
You know what? Let's make the lycanthrope pick. I'm gonna fuck up the tree around it too. No, wait, it's a targeted spell. Sure. Let's do that. Let's just do that.
Oh boy.
Alright, con save for it. I think it actually does okay with those, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big boy, I hope so.
It's either 26 or 13. Ooh, it's 26.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolled a 12.
Mm-hmm. He takes the 26 and you see like some of the fur go white. Like he seemingly like loses in front of your eyes. Some of the muscle mass goes like tense and taut, and like, well, the skin goes taut and the muscle mass kind of like shrinks down a bit.
Oh no. I know why I didn't use it the first time. It's 30 feet range. Fuck.
Hold on.
It's 50 feet.
If you want to take one step into the grass,
Yeah, honestly, for the sake of it, let's
you have
go for it.
you have your movement. That'd be 5 feet. Yeah, rounded to 5 feet, so you're good.
And then just bob back afterwards.
Takes the 26 and it's like leaning against the tree now, kind of like falling in and out of consciousness. D10. D10. 20. 1d10. 4.
It's the
Same
same thing.
Alright. I'll make a wisdom save, not that it matters at this point.
Oh, he's out of
It
it.
passes!
He passes.
Yeah.
He's done.
And you see the face like snap into back to the serious. Like the lip goes up and you see the like teeth and it starts trying to trudge through the grass and up the tree, but not on this turn. Ulver.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, how do you want to do that?
Get the serious look in the eye, it starts trying to get up the tree, and first arrow pins its paw to the bark, and then the second and third go in the neck and the head.
And it just kind of falls, and it would hit the ground if it weren't hanging from the one arrow. and the battlefield goes quiet. And then you see the werewolf perched on the stone finally fall forward into the snow. All the arrows go into it even further. It's silent.
I might need to go retrieve those, and that's going to take a while.
And Volusia looks up and says, "And while I appreciate the tactical advantage, we still have to walk through this."
It's better than them getting to us.
Yeah. She just kind of like takes it, the sword, and starts hacking away through.
Ulver will put the longbow away and draw a scimitar and start trying to help.
And as well, there's the corpse of the hag.
There is. I'm gonna go bury that amulet first.
All right, you go and you pick it up, and you give that look, and ooh, I forgot the hags could do that. Just a small thing. It's a good thing you guys made those saves.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you guys know about sea hags, but I'm just gonna click this once Roll20 gets this shit together.
Oh yeah, that. The frightened creature. I forgot about that. Yep.
Just immediately 0.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That could have gone differently, but it didn't.
Ulver's gonna bring up with the others, but particularly this March lady. We're not after that necessarily at the top of our game. We can handle things, but if there's something big you're anticipating at the end of this, if they are watching us, we might want to take a little bit of time and recover some things.
You see Lucia kind of like run a hand through her hair, and you actually like see, like for the first time, like the view of her face. And she seems to have this kind of like one scar that kind of goes from the top of the forehead down to like the top of the eyelid, but not the bottom eyelid.
I love it. We are the scarred. I can't come up with a name. Every single character here has a scar across the face. Yeah, I've got nothing. My brain cells have run out of a sieve. Anyway.
They're running out of steam. She just looks and goes, I'm tempted to keep moving forward, but you've been more than it'd be an understatement to say you've been helpful. If you think you can do better with a bit of rest, then it might be worth it. I'll leave that up to you.
I'll have more options with a bit of rest. And I think Silgre could use a moment as well. You got hit by a few things, I think.
Just to breathe. It'd be appreciated.
Yeah, and Silgre, you do feel like, basically, like, it is like a full-on muscle spasm now, where it's like gone to your bicep as well. And just like every few seconds, like the muscle will like tense and like do that. You ever seen the video of like the leg cramps where it looks like it's been like twisting around under the skin?
Yes.
Yeah, it's some of that. And it's again, it's not like outright agony, but it doesn't feel good.
Is she still pale?
Little bit. It's hard to tell with the green skin tone.
Uh-huh.
But seems so. Ty, you got the sheet open?
I have the sheets open, both, yeah.
Yeah. Can give Volusia an insight check. Yeah, Ulver, you just see her eyeing you a bit.
Eyeing me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying anything, and kind of you meet the gaze for a second, and she just kind of meets it for like 1 second, and then just kind of looks away.
turn back to Silgre. You feeling any worse? Any different?
The arm just keeps hurting. A lot. Felt like I was gonna faint after I casted a few of those spells.
Volusia, like I speak something, it's like, be more than just the arm in a bit.
Fun. Keeping my last moments fighting, that's all that matters.
She gives a chuckle and goes, "You can live with the curse, you know."
Yeah, but you said if I can't control myself, you'll kill me.
There's a difference between the disease and the curse.
You've still not shown any signs of sickness.
Okay, I'll live with the lycanthropy if I can control myself at points.
There's been theories on how to break the curse as well. Maybe if you can find a god to devote yourself to, who knows? But for now, you have other things to deal with.
Exactly.
I believe it does make it convenient as well. You'll know what you are. And you've seen what's bit you. You're knowing it's coming, and as far as I can tell, you've got at least some resistance to the disease.
It's still in me. Well, anyway, let's just go. There's a lot of grass here.
We'll find a sheltered place to rest for a while and see if
and
there's any
as you
work
get,
can be done.
Yeah, actually, Ulver, I'll basically say you kind of like go up a tree, and even just like a bit further into there is this like kind of in between of the two rock faces, and there's a bit of an overhang at some point. That'd probably be a good spot to take a break.
All right, we're gonna head towards that, and once Ulver and Silgre are in there, Ulver's gonna ask Volusia if she could see if any of those arrows we might have missed or passed by could be retrievable. If she doesn't mind taking a moment for her. She's gonna sit with Silgre for a bit.
She kind of like gives a look and just like, all right, it does cost money for the silver ones as well. She'll go and walk off.
Silgre. What was said about potentially finding the god or something? I don't know if this is gonna help, but she pulls out a she just has like a little emblem in her pocket. It's not actually a holy symbol, it's just a sign, and it's probably like a carved piece of wood, and it's got the shape of a spiraling horn on it. Straight, but with a diagonal spiral indicated up it. Unicorn horn. She's gonna show her that and say, there's a goddess. Elves, but also other humanoids worship her as well. She's called Ilona. She's goddess of wild woods. Well, druids and rangers tend to know of her. She opposes the hunting for those who hunt for sport and exploit the land, and I don't know, maybe if that's something you can get behind. She can be, she can show mercy on things. Maybe it'll help.
She seems like my kind of goddess. It's same beliefs, but let's hope she shows some mercy when an elven god has a half-orc asking for her.
Yeah, not just elves. Humans worship her. I think that they don't see her as a unicorn so much, or tied to them, but it's still the same.
Silger's gonna just trace the pattern on the emblem and just smile. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Silger, maybe it's just a bit of a psychosomatic placebo, whatever you want to call it, but you do feel the kind of like throbbing to your arm kind of lessen a bit. Maybe it's just because it's been over time, but maybe not.
This rest is really helping with the pain.
That's good. Ulver's just leaning back and taking her rest. Maybe thinking a little bit of a private prayer of her own.
And after a few minutes more, Volusia comes back and just kind of hands you some of your arrows.
Thanks.
I couldn't get all of them, especially with the one that fell on them, but at least for the bear.
Did you get a lot of yours? Silver being expensive and all.
And she kind of holds up like 2 arrows.
Silver on arrows. Are all marched soldiers this well equipped?
No, I'm special. I knew what I was going up against, and I was dispatched specifically for this mission.
Special enough that you were sent without backup?
You see her like pause. No.
Something happened to them?
The disease spreads as it does.
Ah. They weren't so lucky, huh?
And she just kind of nods.
Yeah. Yeah, not everybody's lucky.
Call it luck, I call it something else. Will, fortitude.
In favor of some divine being, maybe? That can be a form of luck.
And she kind of like holds her hands out, and you see this like faint light kind of flicker in it. Well, I guess I can't say I'm not favored by gods. They're in my heritage, I believe.
I see. Well, hopefully that counts for something with this.
I hope so. Maybe that's why I came across you a lot. But rest for now.
Yeah.
She kind of leans back and closes her eyes. We'll depart in about now. So if each of you would like to take a short rest.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna roll my hit dice.
Yeah, I'll basically say if you want, just roll all of them. You're not getting another one.
Yeah, it's plenty. Well, it's close enough. Yeah, I'm over it. That just gets me at full.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Miss Lex. But yeah, I'm over it.
And can you give the hit dice for Volusia if she is down as well?
Yes. Do you want me to just do all of them?
Sure.
I love fighters getting stuck back on short rests.
I'm pretty sure she's at full now.
You do see that the same kind of like wave of dark, just on a few wounds you can kind of pick out on her. Just like a small nick on the face or something or other, or like the kind of like holes in the, like from out of the holes in her kind of sleeve on her forearm. There's like again this like kind of like light dark, not quite smoke, but it's this kind of, it's like a colored heat wave almost. Like the kind of look of like that kind of distorted look of like a hot pavement. but just with this kind of like darkened tint to it. And the hour passes, each of you feel better. Over, you've kind of focused back the magic to yourself. Counted up your arrows, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And each of you start making the trek further.
Okay. For the record, Ulver told Silgre to go ahead and keep her token on her, the Ilona little token thing.
Okay.
It's more a trinket than anything else, just for luck.
And you start walking, and I'll once again ask if any of you'd like to make survival checks.
Yep.
I'll make one.
Silver makes them with advantage,
Okay.
and Silver, you can kind of make up the slack if afterwards. Yeah. Silver, this is a spot you're kind of a bit more familiar with. You're kind of vague on the last ones. You kind of remember being on a wagon for that bit, so you weren't exactly kind of watching everything, but past this is where you walked when you were last here, so you do kind of vaguely understand more of the topography and all that. There's a little differences here and there, different trees than you remember here and there, but for the most part, you've kind of make your path. As well, there's not a lot of tracks really. It is a walked road, so there's this kind of divot to where it is, basically on the ground. You imagine there's dirt under it rather than plant matter. When there is not snow, where it starts to reach the point where that line kind of starts to blur. You walk more, about another 30 minutes. And just the kind of the ground as you walk on it is sparse plant life. And there's like a bush here, or like a shrub there, or like a tree kind of out in the middle. But you're starting to reach the point where it's too cold year round for life to really get a good foothold. And there's a kind of point where you're about, I'd say, maybe like 1,000 feet out. And as you kind of turn around this like last kind of place, you see a structure. Maybe 2-3 stories high. More like it's more like a shrine almost. It's not a building. It's kind of these like staircase to a raised platform that kind of raises up to another one.
Okay. Does it look like it's religious in nature?
Maybe.
Okay.
And as well, just as you turn the corner, you're just immediately blasted with this wave of snow flurry. And you see Velusha, just kind of like narrow eyes. If all three of you would like to give me perception checks.
Yeah. Oh no, 13, 10, and 18. Velusha.
No, the 18 was surprisingly Silgre.
Hi!
+4.
Mm-hmm.
Each of you kind of like give a look and narrow. It's kind of hard, especially with the wind going and the bit of snow. But Silgre, you do make out this, like the shape better, and you think you see like a form at the top, or at least one of the platforms, seemingly kind of walking back and forth.
I think there's a guard or something up there. Should we try and be stealthy at this point, or...?
This might be the time for it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, also of note, it is kind of from where you are to there, it does dip down a decent ways.
Mm.
And it's... I'll say, Silgre, you are able to see it with your perception. The ground kind of drops off right past that structure.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of hard to see, especially from where you're angled, but there seems to be like a kind of a chasm stretching like perpendicular from it.
Okay.
So
this is the time for silence.
you guys would like to make a stealth check?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and do pass without a trace this time. So, everybody plus 10 to that stealth check.
Okay. First one's Silgre, second one's Volusia.
Oh, Volusia is undetectable.
She's gone.
33 for Volusia. 20
Oh my
for
goodness.
Silgre, 22 for Ulver.
Alright, you guys are dead quiet. There's this like light transparency to you from the spell. And kind of as you're walking and going forward, visibility is getting difficult. You can still kind of make out that figure on the front, but it's like you see it move for a bit and out of view. You can't tell where it is, and then a few seconds later, oh, there it is.
Alright.
I will ask, how far do each of you kind of get up?
Get to the base of the shrine. Are there stairs?
There are. And I will put you on the map now.
Okay.
The raised platform is about 10. So, with your stealth, you're confident that, despite how close you may seem to a token that I'm about to show you, you are not likely to be seen.
Okay. Don't forget to clear your turn order, by the way.
Yes.
Because, yeah, that's gonna be... Alright.
Move all turns.
Love it. So we're about
And
there-ish?
yeah.
By the stairs?
If you guys would have wanted to kind of like make yourself flat against the shrine.
Yeah. Potentially. Because if visibility is that difficult, then yeah.
Yes. And I will say, if each of you would like to give me just one more round of perception checks, to see if any of you can make out the form properly.
20.
Ulver, yeah. You're going with this theme.
Oh, Silgre! Is that Silgre?
Yep.
Okay, beautiful!
You see a tusked figure kind of pacing.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, between the 22 and the 24. Silgre, you notice it as just an odd detail. Ulver, you don't notice it at first, but then you really notice it. There's a chain around its neck with a dark gem kind of at the middle.
Oh! Does it have the bloodshot eyes?
It seems to.
Alright.
Is she there with you?
Ulver's gonna lean over and whisper to the others. It's under a hag's control. It's a guard beast.
So should we not kill it?
No, it's got the bloodied eyes. Am I right in guessing that that's a symptom of...
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sigler, you could also just, with that freaking 24 natural 20, you do see the red stains, between the snowflakes, you can see the red stains down the side of its mouth. Although its fur is fairly kind of copper-colored in itself.
It's essentially rabid. Even
So
if it wasn't under a hag's control, it would be running rampant and killing.
Volusia kind of mentions just the disease. it turns the parts of your mind into more of itself. It
Alright.
rots it away.
Let's
Like
put it
a-
out of its misery.
Yeah.
It's like it turns your head into a soup of violence and rage.
It's time for it to go to sleep then.
Alright.
If Ulver backed up, would she be able to make a shot over the ramparts, or would she have to get up on the
It's
same
10.
level?
It's 10 feet
Okay, so no.
up, and there is and there's a. It's about like maybe like 3 feet. It's about 3 feet. Like a little raised bit up here,
Yeah.
like in that bit. Sorry.
Yep. Okay, so we gotta get up on the level.
Yes, you probably have to take the rather steep stairs.
Let's go ahead and do this, and she's gonna stealth up the stairs.
All right. As you put your first foot on the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
it is stone and it is slick with ice. I'm gonna need you to make me an acrobatics check to make your way up the stairs.
Alright. Does the fact that she's moving slowly and stealthily make any difference?
It will be a lower DC than running up.
Alright. 15.
All right. Yep. DC 10.
Oh, yeah.
I'll basically say for the sake of this, while you're moving, if you're just using your base movement, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go on any of the stairs or you take the dash action, the stairs are a DC 10, the dash is a DC 15. If you're dashing up the stairs, that's 20.
Okay.
You're running up frozen steps.
Yep.
And once again, I'll have everyone roll initiative for the sake of this.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
We're back, baby.
Yep.
Like you never left.
Hey, at least you're getting good initiative on the NPC you're controlling.
Excuse advantage.
Yeah, but still, the first roll would... No, the first roll was slightly lower, but it was still good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. Alright, Ulver is sneak slowly up the stairs, hugging the wall.
Sending.
Mm-hmm.
Ulver is the first to roll and the highest once again.
Yep. And as soon as she gets up there, she's gonna whip around and fire 3 bolts and open it up.
Alright, I'm not going to have this be the full surprise round again.
That is fair.
But you will get advantage on the first attack.
Okay. I'll take it. I absolutely took it. And then 2 more. Yep. I do not think this thing has an armor class of 27.
No, it does not.
So,
Hold on.
let me, that's 12 plus 13 is 25, 35. I know you're working on music. It's okay. There we go. Oh, it's different.
Well, that's nice.
So the 3 of them do hit home.
Yep. And she's gonna try and hold her position and brace herself as firmly as she can into this corner.
Alright. This thing does seem harder than the wolves, but not quite bear level.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the total on that?
35.
35. The arrow still hit home, and you just hear this from it. Lucia will take hers. Yeah, she can make that. Although I will have her make an acrobatics check.
No.
She goes and she slides up the stairs. You can put her at the top, but she is prone. So it would be half her movement to get up, so that'd be 20. So she'd have 10 left, which she could get there.
Yeah, she could.
Actually, hold on. I'll just roll her a 1d4 bludgeoning.
Oh, okay.
Poor girl.
Aw.
Did it go?
Yep, 3.
Yep. Alrighty. She's gonna, get all up in its face.
Push she all out.
Yeah, she'll
No,
all out.
I'm just saying it. She's gonna all out.
Yeah. We've been new. Let's do just 2 normal attacks, not reckless. So
All right.
23 to hit and a 14.
Yep. So both those hit. This is a lycanthrope. So that is 14,
36.
28.
Yeah,
36.
36.
Yeah.
She
She
did
just
slightly more in 2 hits than Ulver did in 3 shots, which is excellent.
Yep. And she just hacks into this thing. All right. On her turn, because hey, you guys noticing a trend yet? You see this. It was hard to notice before, but now that you're up on the platform, you see this pillar of snow kind of disperse, and a form make itself known. As you see at the top, seemingly the third hag of the coven. Also of note, sorry, Roll20's doing the thing. Oh, she shouldn't be. She should be 1 back. If it lets me do it. She is 1 back. And kind of each of you look up. And there are 2 figures there. Well, technically 3. There is a table that's raised about 4 feet up. And on the table, you see the form of a woman in a red dress. However, you see this other figure. I don't have a token for it, but it is standing about a bit over 6 feet tall in this long red cloak, and you can't quite see the face. And you just hear this quick this very high pitched slash. It sounds like, and then the scream of a woman. You can only assume it's the princess. And rising up, the figure seemingly picks up what looks like an arm, but it is weirdly draconian up until the elbow. However, it is severed at the shoulder.
Oh my god. By the way, Devin, your music did not loop.
My bad.
Yep, just like you gotta know.
Yep. And I'll just say for the sake of this, you can hear the dialogue. You see the hag just go, "Well, I've got customers and an old friend I've got to entertain. So if that's all," and you see one of the hands go out. You see one hand holding it, and another hand from the same side of the body go out and shake her hand. And then the hand recedes, and then an arm from the left side takes out a blade and swings it downward in the middle of the air. And it's not like cutting fabric, it's more like if cutting reality like it was flesh, where there's these little beads of this white light where it came from as it slowly opens to the side. And you see the figure just hold up the arm and go, "Thank you. I'll be off." And walks through, and it closes behind him. And you see the hag take a step around the table. Goes, "Well, if it isn't my old guard." Like the new look.
You were dead!
Oh, I was, dear. But, death is something conquerable. So much as people don't want to tell you.
Not this time, and she's gonna load up an arrow.
Do you see the sheet?
Yep, I do. I do.
Alright.
Yep.
And as well, you see her kind of like laughingly hold up a hand, and appearing on her finger is this ring with seemingly this brain design at the front.
Okay, yep.
So I'm guessing the player knows exactly what happens here.
The player remembers that ring because of a game long ago, and a character long ago. Remember Tare? She had one of those.
Yep.
Alright. I don't remember details, but I got the gist of it.
So, and you see her lift up the staff and go, "It wasn't easy being green, but I think I like blue much better."
Oh, you pulled it in! Okay!
My god. My god. Terrible.
No, I was writing a thing for backstory, and I came to a point I was like, she could so easily say it's not easy being green, but it wouldn't be. Yep. Okay.
Both of you. Good god.
As she casts
no.
Ice Storm.
Oh no. Oh, it's only a DC 11.
It's a DC 11. Is it a DC 11? Hold on, I might not have her spells right.
Yeah, check that, just in case.
Yes.
Also, you've got the 46 cold damage that did not roll.
Okay, that is weird. Her spellcasting is Charisma. Yeah, sorry, that should be a DC 14.
Okay. Fixie fix. As much as I don't want to invite a higher DC and more damage, there's
Yeah, no,
accuracy.
I would. Even if you didn't say it, I would have noticed that.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You did not jip yourself on an easy save.
No.
However, which takes 2d8 and 46.
Yep, the 2d8 did roll, that's the 10 there, but 4d6 did not, so 10 plus 13, bludgeoning and cold.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's 20-foot radius, and I'm going to say it's centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Pretty sure her beastie is gonna have to do that too, because it's
Oh,
each
yeah.
creature. Oh no, Ty. Oh no.
That's both of them. Good
yeah,
god.
I know.
Can someone do me a favor real quick?
Yeah?
Can someone do the ruler what I'm doing with my ruler?
Yes. I am gonna have it in a second here. Let me, Really? All the way around there?
Yeah, well, it is the radius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then just, like, yeah, finish the square.
Okay, my turn order's in the way. It's gonna be a little bit wonky.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine.
Like
And
that?
we will, yep, just leave that there for now.
Okay.
Polygon line, we'll do blue, sure. And alt. Oh, where to go?
I'm still here.
Okay,
My ruler is still there. Is it clearing
is-
the ruler?
I don't, roll 20's slowing. 1 second.
Oh no.
It did disappear on mine too.
Okay, I still
Oh,
see
it came back, it came back.
Oh, okay, I moved. I'll just keep helicoptering this, I guess. Just wee. Maybe if I hold it still too long, it vanishes for everybody else. Something to experiment with at another time.
We'll have about there.
Okay.
I don't think it's exact, but it'll work for now.
Alright.
Yeah, right about there, centered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yep, mark off the damage for the 2 who failed, and half for the one who succeeded.
Yeah, I've already done it.
Right.
Does that thing last a certain amount of time? Because it says instantaneous.
Pounds the ground, 12-foot radius.
Yeah, it
It says instantaneous, and the storm's area of
Until
effect
the-
is difficult to infect terrain
Yeah,
until the end
yep,
of the next turn.
Yep, it's just the one.
So you didn't need the circle?
No, that's the difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
It's for the sake of you guys walking and measuring.
Okay. Until the end of the hag's next turn, so that's a round.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yep. So and so I don't think she has bonus action. No. That'll be her turn. Next on the tracker, even though I can't click it over yet. Werebore. Who is going to take some swings at the barbarian who's currently raging. So it's going to do tusks, and then he swings around the maul he has in his hands.
Both hit.
All right. Yep, she ignores the curse.
Yep.
But yep, that will be that. Silgre.
Let's have some fun, my friend. Action. We are going to... This is fine. What does it do at a higher level? I'm not fucking myself over with that one. Conjure Elemental.
All
Takes a
right.
minute.
Yeah, never mind, because it's a minute casting time, so we're not gonna do that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a prep before battle.
Oh man, conjure elemental and like healing, prayer of healing. Those are the two that everyone forgets. It's a minute.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do on my bonus action.
All right.
Actually,
You can.
I'm just...
You didn't use that up. Don't worry.
I know. Don't worry. Fuck, am I gonna use my action with that? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna use 2 of my wild shapes and... Air Elemental.
Alright.
So I have 90 feet of movement. I'm actually gonna mark that on myself.
I almost wish this was the Tuesday game so I could just drag an air elemental that I had.
I know, right? So Air Elemental, I'm currently size large. God, if that was a casting time one, actually would have been so much fun, but never mind. So that would take me 35. That would take me 70 feet to get through?
If you're an air elemental, you can fly, can't you?
Yes, I can. I can only fly. I just thought because of the storm, it made flying also difficult, but it doesn't.
It is the terrain it hits.
It's the ground.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of little golf balls everywhere.
Yep, you're not affected by
Awesome.
difficult terrain, I believe.
So I can get right up to her. I am not, because I can only fly.
Alright.
Okay. Gonna get up to her. And we are going to do... Wait, I can go into her space.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to enter her... Well, I'm gonna make 2 slam attacks at first, so that's 2d20. Let me make those rolls. Both of them are plus 8. So a 20 and a 13.
20 hits, 13 does not.
Okay, let me just roll damage.
Can you just move yourself slightly to the side so I can click your token easier?
Yep.
Yeah, even if you want to just like alt yourself above her or something.
Yep, 2d8 plus
There you go.
5. So that's 11 bludgeoning damage.
Is it 5? Oh wait, you hit once. Sorry.
Yep, no worries. 2d8 plus... Yep, don't worry. And then because I'm in her
Sorry,
space,
total is...
11 bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
And because I am in her space, I'm reading this off the monster manual. Each creature in the elemental space must make a DC 13 strength saving throw. On a failure, the target takes 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning and is flung up 20 feet away from the elemental in a random direction and knocked prone. If a thrown target strikes an object, such as wall or floor, the target takes another d6 for every 10 feet it was thrown. If the target is thrown at another creature, it must make a dexterity save or take the same damage and be knocked prone. If the saving throw is successful, half damage and isn't flung away or knocked prone.
So, strength save?
Yep, DC 13.
Clicky.
Oh.
Okay, she passes, but she takes half of the 3d8 plus 2, so let me just roll that. So 7 bludgeoning damage.
Right.
Alright, and that is my turn.
You see her like hold on to her staff and like stick it in the ice and just holding on. Ulver, what would you like to do?
Do I have a shot on her?
You do have a shot on her.
Alright. I'm gonna shoot her 3 times.
I'd say
Do I need to move a little?
It might be quarter cover.
Alright. If I move 15 feet, regular through difficult terrain, and shoot her, is that better? Is it any better than 3/4 cover?
Sorry. Sorry, where would you be moving?
That position or thereabouts. Perhaps there. I could get about there.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say be half cover if you were kind of more in line.
Yeah.
Because because this is like 5 feet and then this is another 5 feet.
Yeah. I'll take the half cover option and I'm gonna shoot 3 times.
Alright.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
First one misses, but last 2 definitely hit.
The first one that misses, I'm going to use my bonus action to curve the shot towards the wereboar. Waste not,
All right.
not. And so I do a new attack roll with it. 22 is going to hit the wereboar, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
How do you want to do that on the wereboar?
The first arrow shoots towards the hag, whips past her, curves around the,
wind.
entire table, takes the wind, yes, and then shunk right in the back of the wereboar's skull.
And you see Velusha just like go for a swing and just falls past her. Like, oh.
Alright, and by the way, on that critical, I think, I don't know if hags resist these, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's,
Do what you're gonna do.
Just 1 foot or more without teleporting. It's not going to move anywhere, probably. But let's go ahead and, yeah, on that critical, that last one, it's going to be a grasping arrow. So that's another 2d6 poison damage on top of it. So that's a total of 9 poison damage. She might resist or be immune. I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So what? Sorry, is that 9 total?
9.
Right.
Also, her speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
And the first time on each turn it moves 1 foot or more without teleporting, it takes another 2d6 slashing damage.
Okay.
So if she moves anywhere, she's gonna have trouble.
Is that willing movement or just movement?
It just says on the first time on each turn it moves 1 foot or more without teleporting.
Okay. Next is Velusha.
Okay, she's going to... Yep. So difficult. There would be 10 feet, and then she'd try and get up the stairs. Is she trying to get up the stairs with an acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
just going up the stairs normally, she's good.
Yep, so that would be... It's already half of her movement down, I believe. And then I think getting out of that would be 30, so she has 10 feet left. Gonna bop up here and take 2 longbow shots.
Yep. She would, of note, she would be sticking her sword in the ground to do that, or
Okay.
using her bonus action.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she would use her bonus action for it.
Okay. First one hits, second one does not.
Alright. That is her turn.
And you see the arrow hit true. And you see the hag just like reel back for a bit. She is going to... She has a lot of things she can do. She is going to cast I Bite.
As you see the amulet on her chest like flare up.
Saving throw. 'Cause she does have a particular disdain for someone right now.
Oh, it's 60 feet. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Wisdom save.
Actually, you know what? The air elemental is right there in. So she might go for that instead.
Alright.
So, yep, wisdom save on the air elemental.
Okay, those are still my mental stats, right?
Yep.
19.
Wait, does wild shape doesn't wild shape let you use your druid stats for the mental ones?
Yeah, that's why I
Well,
use my plus 9.
Okay.
I just, yeah.
Good.
Okay, that's a pass, right? Because your DC is 14.
Yep. And... Yep, DC 14, and you are now immune to the effects.
Awesome.
So she swears. And she will hop on her staff.
Alright. If she's moving, that's a 2d6 bludgeoning.
She is moving,
Oh, not bludgeoning, piercing.
but she does have 50 feet of movement.
Oh, hell. That's 10 points of piercing damage as she moves.
Yeah, and she'll just kind of like rip herself away out of the vines that are kind of...
The vines kind of go with her.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it just keeps going until the target or any creature that can reach it uses an action to remove the brambles with a successful athletics check. Otherwise, the brambles last for 1 minute or until you use this option again. So they're just clinging to her, and as she's, maneuvering to fly, they're ripping into her.
Alright.
So, they're still there. She might have hoped that she'd rip away, but no, they're clingy.
Alright. Actually, if that's the case, she might have... she could get... In that case, I might just have my DM mulligan for the day.
Mm.
She'd have gone over to here. Because, yeah, just out of your range. If you'd like to make an opportunity attack their air elemental, feel free.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
2d8. So 10 bludgeoning damage.
Alright. Ah, you fuckers! And... Yep, she's about there, and she's currently, suspended over a bit of a cliff. Maybe up one. Just in case. Just in case range. Werebore is dead. Silgre.
Silger's gonna fly right up to her and 2 more slam attacks.
Alright.
Oh, God. 15?
No,
And
unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, a bit more wise to what you're doing, and she kind of, swings around on the broom.
And I didn't roll my recharge for the other attack, so... That's... Yeah, I'm gonna stay in melee with her. That's
Alright.
my turn.
Ulver. I might
Alright.
recommend you do a thing.
Can I even reach her? Is she on the ground?
No, but
That's...
I just...
If that's the thing you're thinking of, that requires me to actually get up to her. I can only reach her with bow and arrow like this.
I mean, just if you wanted to show that off.
Oh, okay, so basically she's near dead?
I'm not saying she's near dead, but I'm going to say if you're going to keep holding back on it, there might not be the...
Honestly, she was gonna hold back until there was a reason to get in melee with her.
Alright. Well,
So
okay.
I'm sorry, but it's not happening.
Okay.
Character-wise, I'm so sorry. I want to as a player, but the character wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
So she's gonna go ahead and use her movement to get up here. Do I have to DC for the stairs?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you're fine.
3 longbows on Ethel. Critical.
Oosh. Yep.
And
Nope.
miss. You know what? On that crit, can I stack Grasping Arrow? Can I reduce it by another 10 feet and do another 2d6 slashing every time she moves, if she moves again?
It's until it ends until you move.
Last for 1 minute or until you use this option again. Thank you. Yes, good point. So no.
Oh, also, sorry. I'm gonna have her roll those miss, but she did take the bramble, so I'm gonna have her roll 3 cons checks to see if she's still focusing on eye bite.
Oh right.
2, 3. Yeah, the first one it's
Yeah.
already gone.
Yeah, she's not likely to use any weapon attack, but I'm still going to do this for the necrotic damage, doubled on the crit.
All right.
So that's a
Con save.
con save for the disadvantage thing, not for the damage. And here's the other 2d6. So she takes 11 necrotic damage.
All right. What's the total on those 2 hits and the necrotic?
Those 2 hits, 7 plus 6 plus 14, 27 plus 11 is 38.
All right. She's looking harried.
Yep. And she's gonna shout, this time you're not coming back, and she's gonna action surge.
All right.
I accidentally hit second wind, I meant action
All right.
surge. They're right next to each other. And she's gonna longbow 1, 2, 3.
Hit.
12, 9, 8. So 29.
29. You just, hands like mad, are firing arrows into her as she flies through the air.
Yep.
And she's still on her broom.
Alright, that is gonna be her turn.
All right. Lucia?
Okay, 2 longbow attacks. Would you need to move to see the hag?
She would have to move to not hit you.
Yeah, that's why I probably just...
Because
go
you're
for
a,
side.
like, whipping thing of wind. So arrows flying through it is not the best, even if she wasn't hurting you.
To be
Yeah, she's
fair,
just-
she might also have that as a priority too.
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is very fair.
We're taking
Okay,
care
yeah.
of the hag.
Yeah, so so yeah, she'll make her way up the stairs, and I'll say she'll cast Healing Word.
Yep, okay. I will mark off that spell slot, and I'll click the spell for you. So it's
As
3.
she kind of like puts a hand and starts to stem the bleeding.
Oh, that's a bonus action at 60 feet. She could have done that a while ago.
Yeah.
Yes, but she wasn't. She couldn't quite see.
Yeah, fair.
With her action, Devin, would she rather send the arrow shots or try and like keep the princess stabilized?
I'd probably say she'd hold her action unless anything got near.
Okay, yeah. Then that is it with her holding her action.
All right. Ethel will swoop in.
Here's her piercing damage. 4. As the thorns continue to grasp.
So I can get rid of this difficult terrain.
Yeah.
-4. And you see her go and lean down. Just go. Alright. And she starts to tear into the boar.
Oh god.
And eat it. Eat it. Just eat it. I need everyone to give a wisdom save.
Right. Yep, I'm good.
Alright, and one for Lucia. And you know what, just for fun, one for the princess, because she is freaking out, and let's just see how traumatized she got.
Is it really necessary?
She is screaming.
Oh
And you see her, like, pull her face up with this, like, with the gore coming, like, bacon. And... Yep, that is her turn.
First. Okay.
Laura's dead, Silgre.
And just Aura and Silver will go like disgusting. And let me just the recharge on. Still not recharged, so 2 more slam attacks. 19 and 18.
Mm-hmm. Both hit.
Okay, 4d8 plus 10, so that would be 30 bludgeoning damage.
30. Oh my god. She's on her last legs.
Now's the
Good, leave
time.
it for Elzer.
Now's
Oh,
the time.
you know what? Now would be the best time.
Now is the time, Devin.
As she looks up at you, and she has an ability she's not going to get to use probably. You see the eyes shoot that bloodshot red, and the foam at the sides of the mouth.
Oh, the hag?
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
Ulver.
Ulver. Let me double check how the yep, single is bonus action. And yeah, it's just gonna be all those. You see Ulver drop her bow. And she tenses. And as she begins to stalk forward, you see her form shift into that of a very large humanoid tiger. White fur, still the scar across the bridge of the nose, still the ice blue eyes, still wearing the armor and the wolf pelt around her shoulders. She crouches at the top here, and she'll leap down pretty much onto the hag. I'm just moving this token over here.
Alright.
She's going to lay into her with her claws. So it's 1.
This is... Oh, that's 2.
I'm
stealth.
sorry, it's 2 GM.
Yep.
Do you want me to re-roll that or leave it?
Yeah,
You decide.
re-roll it for the sake of...
Okay. 1.
Oh, well, I guess you'd see it on the recording, but...
Yeah. 3. And nope, those are all terrible.
Yeah.
However, Relentless. Single melee attack is a bonus action. Yeah, she's not gonna bite that. That's diseased. She's gonna claw it again.
4?
4.
Just enough? Oh, you want to do that?
Yes! She's gonna be clawing and probably missing as the hag twists it out of the way, but that last one, she's gonna wind up, and she's gonna go, not yours anymore. And she's just gonna rake it straight across the hag's face down her chest.
Alright. And, like, 3 claw marks, just, like, from the top of the forehead, across the eyes, down the mouth and the jaw. The jaw pulls back, down the chest, and just... If you didn't know any better, you almost cut her in half. And she falls back onto the ice.
The tiger stands there just, breathing. She doesn't have any actions left, so she's not going to be able to get to that ring anytime soon, so that's her turn.
I'll say for now, nothing is attacking you guys. Would be out of combat.
Okay. Then in just a moment, she'll bend down and she'll pull that ring off of Ethel's finger.
Go ahead, roll me an Arcana check.
Yeah. 2. She showed it off. It's got to be something.
Yep. And you see Lucia kind of walk back with the princess on arm.
Actually, probably just like on her back, piggyback style.
Mhm.
She looks over and just, is it done?
It's done. Do you know what this ring can do?
She gives it a narrow look and goes, that's... if it's what I think it is, something that transfers the soul when a user dies.
Can it be destroyed?
Well, if her soul's currently in it, it's trapped there. It's not going anywhere.
Well, I hope
And
that's
she-
going to be good enough.
And she kind of like looks behind and goes, there's a deep chasm back there.
And there's plenty of things that might pick it up.
She kind of like slowly nods. I guess so. She like looks up at your farm. Huh.
Find a better hiding place for it.
So I was right.
Shifts back to herself.
Well, if that's the case, then you can help your friend through the steps.
Air elemental just drops and Silga's just there, wide-eyed, mouth agape, but it's like curling up into a bit of a smile.
It can be controlled. As long as you resisted the disease, it can be controlled. Though you might not have much choice turning on the full moons for a while, I had to get a little magical help. And she looks over and at the werebore, and actually she'll go over and she'll take the necklace off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is the only thing that can do it, but it worked. Just had a bit of a nasty surprise if you don't have it taken off exactly a year after it's put on.
Alright. I'm as reassured as ever, honestly.
And you see Felicia just... the princess seems to have passed out, but I don't blame her from such an experience. She's not built from things like us.
No.
Though, I have to wonder about what we saw back there.
That thing that took her arm?
And she kind of slowly nods.
Well,
She's okay, and I believe her child is as well. So, if
then
they're
that thing
even,
is a
they might be a
problem.
bit cold, though.
That thing is a problem for another day then. And perhaps for other people.
Maybe, but I wouldn't mind getting a swing at it.
Well, as long as you keep that sword and those arrows away from me, I might be able to help.
You should do better to hide your aversion of that. I could
had-
see your face cringe up every time I brought it out. Really what gave it away.
I've had bad experience, and she reaches up and taps the scar across her face.
She just nods like, well, it's good to know you aren't a... or anything of the sort. It doesn't discriminate purely against your kind. She kind of just puts it back in the sheath. And, neither do I, if you think that. I knew the bear
That's good.
back there
Ah,
before.
one of yours?
A friend. Nothing else. He gave me the sword in case he went out of control.
And, well, I followed through. And I believe the rest of us should as well. We have a decent trek to get back to civilization.
Well, let's go then.
Why don't we start early?
And since
As-
you don't have any distaste and she'll go back to big were-tiger form, I can help carry her if need be. I'm stronger like this.
She'll hand it over. Hand over the unconscious body
Mm-hmm.
of Victoria Presshart.
Victoria gets a tiger back ride. Like piggyback, but better.
Was that a show to players proper,
Yes,
or
it was. I see it. Inaccurate now. She's only got one arm, but
Yep.
very pretty.
And also of note, you just kind of giving a glance at her. There are these kind of like very light, kind of like scale patterns, kind of around her jaw and her neck.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems most of it was concentrated and then removed. And as you're walking, Velushikev speaks up. It's like, you know, if you've already have the curse, and you're resistant to the disease, you're best suited to deal with others of the same kind. You can't be cursed twice, as far as I know.
No, as far as I know. So is that some kind of offer, or is it just an observation?
It's a bit of both.
Alright. Fine, what is the offer exactly?
I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to some superiors. I'd have to do some... Well, me and Walter are on good terms, so I'm sure I could get a word in. He's one of the leaders of the march. Recently retired, but he still holds sway.
And they're not going to turn their noses up at someone?
He kind of pauses and just... There's a undercurrent to the march. The public, your general day-to-day guards, those kinds, they don't know and they don't need to know. Public panic and the like. I happen to take the form of a appealing weirdo, if that makes sense. I'm certainly not a standard human, but I kind of look it. I can do more, I can take more.
Bit more than godly or angelic heritage, then?
Let's say a bit extra than that.
Hmm.
But still the same vein.
No, not just the shape-shifting, not just this. I mean that if somebody dug around looking for an Ulver silver pelt, well,
What would they find then?
trouble, but of a sort that I didn't actually do.
Before you got control, I'm guessing.
No. It was after, but it was immediately after, and I got blamed for something, and,
Well, this is a good attempt at pardoning than any other.
Hmm.
I'm sure the princess will be very thankful to her saviors. Royalty doesn't go a lot for lawmaking nowadays, but pockets can be filled and favors can be cashed in. If you two would be willing to come with me, well, I can speak on your behalf.
it's been a while, but... Yeah. Sure.
I think it's time. I think it's time to get a foot back into whatever society is now.
But like I said, the march itself has a undercurrent. Not just kinds like me and not just kinds like you. There exists plenty of beings out there that are... Their families, their species, tend towards a idea and a certain way of living. One that hurts others, but you'll find those who don't. You'll find kinds that are the exception to the rules. And those are what is looked for. Because there's a lot out there. It's much more than anything normal can take.
Yeah.
Also, the wolf is a mark of the march itself, so who knows? Maybe you can be a bit of a local legend, and kind of taps you on the back, Silgre.
Sure. Well, here's to hoping.
Gotta say though, I didn't guess cat for you.
What did you guess?
Well, the wolf pelt and the rough exterior, and no offense.
Not my first time fighting werewolves, and some of them run with dire wolves, so... The pelt's from one of those.
I guess just... It's the most common, and, well, you had the look about you.
Oh, it was...
I've only dealt with maybe one tiger in my time.
Me too. That was the one that gave me this. The white fur seems to be just for me, though.
Yes, there's often flourishes of the self. Not just with your kind. And kind of, you continue the walk, and it is a rather long trek. You guys have been traveling for a few days beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a point where the princess does wake up, and despite her kind of shell-shocked, she is very thankful to each of you.
If Ulver notices her waking before she wakes, then she'll take a moment, set her down, revert form, not be a tiger when she wakes up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, this would be like you guys camp out for the night and
Yeah. Okay.
kind of layer down in the next morning. And time goes on, and you are brought back, and after some talking and a few string pullings, the two of you are rewarded for your assistance. Both of you get 100 gold, which doesn't matter for the long term, but
Mhm.
it's good.
It's tangible. sort of.
You guys probably haven't been that wealthy in a while, actually.
Yeah.
So it's quite a bit. Quite a big, not a big deal, but a nice deal. And there is the offer brought up. Would you like to join the march?
Give me some time. Give us some time, perhaps, Silgre. There are some things that you perhaps should work on and I should help you through. But when we come back, if the offer's still open, then I might join. I can't speak for her.
I'd want to join as well.
Alright.
I'll say at this point, you guys are basically at an inn with Vluka.
Mhm.
And it's weird being in an inn. But you sit at a table and you have a drink. She kind of slowly nods at your answer and just, alright, well, I'm going to be taking a bit of leave from the last trek. There's only stragglers left, and while a few of the higher ranks with some silvered arrows can deal with them.
We can keep an eye out too, but we're gonna have to keep Silgre distant from those higher ups with the silvered arrows while she works through this if we go this route, and she taps the necklace. It's gonna take about 2 years, and there's not a lot of shifting that can happen during those.
Felicia kind of slides across from out of her pocket. It seems to be a pendant of the same symbol.
Better one?
The same symbol as you saw on her cape, rather.
Oh, okay.
It just goes, this'll... If you are brought about and questioned and things like that, try to go peacefully. And ask for me.
Alright. But if they shoot first, then we'll try not to hurt them too badly, but we're gonna have to get away from them.
Just don't kill.
We'll do our best. Yeah.
Especially with getting a handle on forms.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you being a shape-shifting druid anyway, you'll have an easier time of it. I don't know.
Or an easier time explaining why I did that.
Yes, I imagine the wolf would be much easier.
The wolf
long
is
term.
easy. The were form is instantly recognizable and a lot more difficult to hide.
Well, you have the money to pack up some supplies.
So, you ready to go take care of this?
Yep. It's gonna be a long time, but it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I trust you enough to help.
Well, that's good. We'll stay the night and head out in the morning into the wilderness, so... Yep.
And kind of just as you go, Felicia is just walking out of the inn at the same time, just... I've got patrol to do. I'm on leave, but that doesn't mean I'm out of responsibilities. I hope to meet you again. And I hope you take up the offer you said before.
Well, in a couple years, we'll see.
We have the time.
Yeah. Once they get out into the woods, Ulver will explain the necklace that basically you have to take, while wearing it, it locks you into one form, and you wear that form for a year. Necklace comes off for about a day, and then you have to lock into the other form for another year, but after that, the moon doesn't force changes, and you can do it at will.
Alright.
Well, more specifically, the moon just doesn't force changes. You can ignore it.
Also of note, just as a side thing, Ulver, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to notice,
Mhm.
but once it is removed after that year in the second form, it does shatter.
Interesting. Okay.
Unless it's left on. If it's left on, it stays on and goes into the other one.
Yeah.
But past that, if it's been for 2 years in the same kind of method.
If it's used as it promised.
Yep. It is one time.
Yeah. Yeah, Ty, for record, if it's left on in that second form, past that 1 year date, it turns into a magical collar, and you're forced to be obedient to presumably the person who put it on. Maybe just to the hag, I don't know. Or else your heart stops. Yeah.
Oh!
Ulver had a hellish 4 years.
Oh, 4 years?
Yeah. So, you might get a little backstory out of her after this, after the, well, we're both lycanthropes now, might as well open up. Yep, the hag had her for like 4 years before the hag was killed, apparently, and, Ulver got away. Unfortunately, either during that incident or immediately afterwards, there was the summoning of some creature, perhaps a demon or a devil or something. Ulver happened to be on the scene, and,
I will say it was a devil.
It was a devil. And, yeah, Ulver got the blame. That was another 4 years in prison. And then she got out of that and has been kind of sticking to the wilderness ever since. It was probably immediately after the hag thing, because she'd been in tiger form, solely tiger form, for at least 3 years. Unless the first one didn't count for the 4, I don't know. And so her voice was shot. She had trouble speaking, so she couldn't exactly defend herself either, verbally.
Oh, no.
So yeah, she's had a time. And you would also know now that she's had this were-tiger lycanthropy for about 18 years. So, yeah.
Alright.
That's her story. You're now privy to it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Ty, there wasn't as much to work with yours.
It's okay, I didn't give you a lot, and
Yes.
usually I don't give a lot for one shot.
Yes, meanwhile, Ariel was rolling like mad.
I was rolling on Xanathars, and I got a lot of things because of the length of her lifespan, and a high D12 roll. I think about 12.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's been through some stuff.
Oh yeah, she has.
Yep. And hey, guess what? They exist now.
They exist now!
They're people!
The Lycan buddies!
The Lycan bros, please.
Okay, yep.
Oh, I'm thinking of what's like a goofy team name.
I was trying to think of one earlier.
Like it'd almost be a ship name, but not quite.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moonscar.
Almost, but that sounds almost more like, again, the very first OC.
Yeah. I didn't say it was good.
Oh hey, one
Cat
more
dog.
Cat dog? Oh no.
Dog. It works.
Oh no. I want to know one more piece of trivia.
Alright.
Ulver Silverpelt is not her real name, or at least not her original name.
Ooh.
She adopted it specifically after killing the werewolf and pack. She kind of took it from the wolf, from the...
Oh no, sorry, yep, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, she took it from the pelt she took. Ulver means wolf. Which is probably another thing that probably tripped up some sensors. But yeah, she left her original name behind when she ran away after contracting lycanthropy and realizing that it was either get run out with pitchforks and torches or leave herself.
And also note, the Tuesday party has been actually taking steps to have that kind of elite undercurrent of the march.
Uh-huh.
Because, my goodness, if you've lived it, you are much more open to other people trying to function while not being normal.
Yep. Well, I mean, the Tuesday party took the doppelganger in and went, "Hey, you want a job?
Yep.
Join our
Exactly,
stealth and spy division."
Yeah, and it's exactly that. I just took it from there. They would,
Mhm.
I imagine, especially like Engel,
Yeah.
just like, oh hey,
Engel is open to the whole lycanthropy thing.
Yeah.
Best friends Giora.
Yeah. Also record.
And Rickard.
Unfortunately, Volusia does not know about all the Rickard stuff, so she could not be like, yeah, no, there. The general was the bridesmaid to a lycanthrope. To a lycanthrope wedding, rather.
Yeah. One of the patrons of the march is a lycanthrope. That's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Rickard is not as widely known, especially nowadays,
Fair.
because he is getting older.
Mm-hmm.
He's got he's getting I will say, like, I don't think I mentioned it, but like during that Christmas one shot, he was getting a bit of pepper to him.
Okay.
Oh.
Or I guess like salt and I don't know.
It's
What's
salt.
like
Just salt.
blonde.
Nothing but salt.
Just salt.
It's just salt.
Salt and
Salt and lemon in the wound.
Salt and bleach.
salt and curry.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's graying blonde, salt and curry.
Okay. I am still recording. Is there anything else that should be added before we end?
Just the salt and curry.
I guess I'll just ask, like, do you guys do anything else outside of the 2-year training? Do you intend to do anything else?
Ulver
I
will.
don't really think so.
Ulver will take up the offer at the end of it. I don't think she's got anything else that she'd specifically be working towards. Oh wait,
Alright.
she'd be finding the most perfect, inaccessible, impossible hiding place for that ring, preferably down the throat of a volcano. But if that's too hard to find, then yeah, she'll settle for anything where that ring is not going anywhere ever again.
Which there is I will say, while she has it, it's only if you put it on that the effects are applied or anything, or that you can talk to the soul.
Mm-hmm.
There is the vague kind of like weird whispering talking if you're just holding it with a bare hand.
Nope, she's got gloves.
Yeah, within the 2 years.
If she does, yes.
Yeah. Do you attempt to converse at all?
No.
Okay.
She has nothing more to say to Ethel.
All right. So
She's
if that's
fun.
the case, then things you characters wouldn't know, but I'm gonna tell you anyway.
Okay.
So Ethel did die.
Yeah.
Outright. And her soul is currently in there. And what she basically did was, okay, for one, if it wasn't clear before, she did have a daughter about like 10 years before Ulver came around.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, that was the one. She'd come in with her mother. She was actually poisoning the kid.
Oh, Ethel was?
Yes.
Okay.
So such that she could come back and visit often.
Okay.
Kind of mold her a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
13th birthday came, all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was eaten
Oh.
like a fine dinner. But also, that was not the first daughter she had. In fact, she's had a few.
Okay.
And one of them was the Bayer hag. She basically realized that green hags are kind of lower on the list. And she's an industrious hag. So between investing in the disease, which, yes, she might have caused, or at least, like, worked off of. She didn't make it or anything, but she basically kind of helped it along.
Promotional.
Yeah. But on top of that, she left some daughters around with specific preparations, such that if they were to wear the ring of mind shielding with her soul in it, she could just kind of assume control.
Uh-huh.
So if you really want to get down to it, that would have been Ethel the Second.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, did you like or hate what I did with the last name?
I liked.
Okay.
Frost Wallow. She was originally Mud Wallow.
Oh my god.
Yep.
And the Sea Hag was just a kind of a tag along.
Okay.
She was it was basically like, hey, we're making a coven, and Ethel basically kind of had what was the name? Ifrik, the other green hag, basically had her around her finger. It's like, yeah, no, we're equals here in this coven and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Purely profiting off their magic. But she actually went and seeked out a sea hag, because sea hags are kind of pathetic in the grand scheme.
Yeah.
Like, she could have found like an Annis hag or something, but those things are like CR6, and she's not dealing with potentially not having it easily killable.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, she promoted herself, and probably would have kept promoting herself, or just kind of like Iron Manned it and just had a bunch of bodies to hop around. Because she could have just jumped into a night hag and done more.
Mm-hmm.
But she is dead, and her soul is in a volcano, assumedly.
Yeah, her soul is somewhere.
Which, I mean, if you took the time, there is going to be a volcano or two on the map, in the larger map for Season 3, so...
Just want it sealed up in a hunk of volcanic rock somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Hell, you could probably have gotten like a... You probably could have like asked a blacksmith to put it in like a block of iron, and then thrown it.
Sounds good. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Block of iron, but also a layer of lead on the inside.
Yes.
Because lead blocks so many things.
Block of iron dipped in lead.
Actually, put the lead on the inside. It melts more easily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Coat it in lead, then the iron. Then the volcano.
First, I'll turn him into a flea. A tiny little flea. And then I'll put that flea inside a box. And then I'll put that box inside another box. And I'll mail that box to myself. And when it arrives... smash it with the hammer!
Yeah, Ulver is thorough in this. She's not dealing with that again. Oh, never, never, never.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot another bit of trivia. The color blindness that Ulver has. She only sees shades of blue, green, and yellow. I looked up tigers. That's about what they can see. It's theorized, at least.
So,
Some
I guess...
said red, but, you know, it was up in the air and I just picked one.
Oh, by the way, I guess, Ty, what were you guessing at Ulver the whole time? What was the progression like?
The progression?
Yeah, of guessing.
It went from, oh, she knows a lot about lycanthropes, she probably fought them with the direwolves. And then when it got to the tree, when they were just sitting and talking, and she's like, yeah, this god helped me a lot, my brain clicked.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that's nice. And then we were walking, I went, oh.
What, was there any reaction to the, oh yeah, I just make that save against Paul?
I just thought it was a fighter thing. I've never played a fighter, so I really don't know
Oh
what they
no,
can do.
no! The caveat with polymorph is if the creature you're targeting is a shape changer, it just fails.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Good lord.
It would have failed on you too.
Oh, yeah. My brain just went. Probably a fighter thing.
And yes, if there's any, because I'm thinking, because you're a moon druid werewolf.
I am, which is really fun.
That is shape
Potential-
changing out the ears.
Yeah.
I suspect that your werewolf wolf form is probably just a freebie outside of wild shape. You can turn into a wolf whenever, whatever. For however
Now
long.
here's the thing. Ulver had an easy time because Ulver was a werewolf.
Easy time,
Um,
what?
If you'll remember the rules of this world,
Yeah?
people cap out around level 11.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Silger, you just broke the level cap.
No.
Oh, you were level 10?
No,
I was level
11.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh.
yeah, you're an old druid, and you're probably one of the best druids around.
Oh my god.
Just standard orc.
Oh my god.
But
Just
you're a werewolf
standard
now.
orc. Okay.
So guess what? You can turn into a lot more stuff once you get practicing. You can get up to higher levels.
Yeah, actually, if I get up to level 12, I can start wild shaping into CR4 stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? If they ever come again, like if these characters are ever found again,
Mm-hmm.
I might, for the sake of simplicity, allow you to just shape into other lycanthrope.
Oh, that's fun.
Dear god. Yeah.
Oh my god. I also just have such a love for moon druids. They're so cool.
God, the theming between both of these, I love it. Because lycanthrope, moon druid,
It is
But
so
then-
good.
but then the druid becomes a werewolf. Meanwhile, the wolf-themed lycanthrope is a weretiger.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my god. And they
Uh.
both have the bloody scars. Yeah. Yeah.
It's cat dog, but someone thinks the orc is actually the cat.
Yep.
These two were made to be buds.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yep.
Ariel,
Yeah.
I need a rough sketch of just a tiger and a wolf just sitting happy.
I'll see what I can do.
Just like not just the head on top of the head like a fennec.
I'll see what I can do. The wolf's probably on top of the tiger, or I think tigers are bigger than wolves, but now that I've said that, I don't know, I'm on record now.
Yes.
Wolves are also pretty big.
They are pretty big. Tigers are, pretty big. I'd have to look it up. I'll do that later. So, for
But
right
for
now-
the recording, I think
Yeah.
we're good.
alright. Until another
Whenever.
time. Yeah.
Until season 3.
Yeah. Something like that. And we're gonna end.